Welcome back to the Gen Z Speaks podcast. Today we have a perm-headed trust fund baby.
No,
What's your name?
I'm Jenish.
He's not a trust fund baby.
He's
Come
not a
on.
trust fund baby. He's
He's-
a
I
hardworking
wish.
guy.
He comes from humble beginnings.
Humble beginnings in India.
Although-
India.
Although I hear there's a lot of land owned by the Thanki family in Gujarat.
No. we have like a decent house, but nothing crazy.
You think you own about half of Gujarat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like the Ambanis.
Ambani?
Yeah.
The Thanki?
Aren't the Ambanis Gujarati?
Yeah.
They are?
Yeah, they are.
They are Gujarati?
Yeah.
Wait, lean more in towards Matt. Yeah.
Have you ever met the Ambanis?
Just messing with you, man.
What's up?
Have you ever met the Ambanis?
No.
Not like your neighbors or anything like that?
No.
Oh, shit.
Really?
Really?
No.
Oh.
If you've been a fan of the podcast, you might recognize this man. This man who left us.
We did this last spot. I was here.
You still
We
left
did-
us?
He's back.
You haven't
Your
come back?
podcast has been 3 months now. Isn't that crazy? We did
Has
the
it?
podcast with you, yeah, 3
3
months
months ago,
ago,
bro.
dude.
3 months.
It was on Love. If you haven't checked it out, please do. It's actually one of our more popular
Yeah.
podcasts,
Adored versus the Adorer. Crazy, huh?
especially on
I thought it was like a
Spotify.
month. I thought it was a month.
A month ago? No, dude.
Yeah, 3
Three
months.
That's when I
months.
left for
It was
SD.
before Costa Rica.
Yeah, before.
This is
At
like
the
way.
last warehouse.
Yeah, bro. This is like
Ah.
May. We did it. No, before May. I think in the beginning of May. 4 months ago, actually. We did the
Wow.
podcast with you. Do you feel like you've changed in the last 4 months?
No.
Really?
No, I mean I've changed. Like I've moved out, so I'm in SD now.
It's a huge change.
Yeah.
I see a change in
What's the change?
personality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you see?
You're more arrogant now.
You seem better dressed. Is that because of a particular female you met, or is that your own doing? No, okay.
Which female is it?
Mm,
You don't have to say the whole name. Just say like the initial, because we don't want anybody to feel like upset if they hear it.
I meant no one.
We don't want any of the roster to feel offended.
T A or R.
There's no roster, man.
The topic of today's podcast, it's a good one. How to talk to anyone. And who better to have with us than the Thank You Man? To address
Computer
this
science
question.
engineer.
You're asking the wrong people. This is a computer science person.
No, but you moved out of your house for the first time. You moved to San Diego, and you told me recently, I mean 5 minutes ago in the car, that you've been talking to a lot of people. Anyone. That's what
Yeah.
you said. You've been talking to anyone. So how do you do it?
I mean,
How do you talk to anyone?
My whole thing is just like I think the initial moment if you meet someone is kind of hard to talk to because you're kind of just like, who's this random person? What do they think about me? You're thinking about all these different things, but I think you just got to start. Just say what's up, say hello, how you doing? Just basic stuff, and you just get to learn from people. You start talking, you get to learn where they're from, and my whole thing is you just figure out what people are like, and just you get to learn something from them, like whether it be something interesting that they've done or something they've learned. So I think it's just cool to just meet new people and just start talking.
Do you have an agenda when you're going into the
No, I think
conversation?
that's
Mm.
important. Never have an agenda.
Never have an agenda.
It's just like whatever the world gives you.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah. Except if you're trying to pick up on a girl.
Well,
Then you
that's
have an
completely
agenda.
different. That's completely different. But yeah.
Guess how many? I was reading this article. Guess how many Americans say they're shy, as a percentage.
Oh man.
Just a wild guess.
50%.
Yeah.
What about you?
64.
Yeah, 40 to 50% of
Yeah.
Americans, according to Psychology Today, say they're shy, and of them, 12% say they have social anxiety.
12%?
12% of Americans have social
I thought it was
anxiety.
gonna be more than that, honestly.
Well, this is not the ultimate
Yeah.
percentage, but that's one of
Who's
the
this from?
numbers. Psychology Today.
Oh, okay.
They did like a survey, and that's being shy is not bad. That's just a personality
Yeah.
type, But what is bad, in my opinion, though, is being afraid to talk to people that you want to talk to.
I agree with you, yeah.
There's nothing wrong with not talking to everyone. We're not
Right.
saying that. We're saying if you really want to talk to somebody and you're scared to talk to them, that is a problem, and you need to address that.
Yeah.
How do you think you can address that? Not you personally, but somebody who's experiencing that.
I think just logically speaking, it doesn't make any sense because another person is just a person. You have to think about it if you were the other person. If somebody went up to you and started saying, "Hey, how's it going?" Would you feel weirded out
Depends where I am.
where you are?
If I'm in the steam room.
What if what if you're in the restroom?
Leave me alone.
The restroom.
Let me recalibrate it.
What if you're at the urinal, bro? And someone's like, "Hey,
Someone's
man,
like, hey,
how's it
man.
going?"
Hey, man. Want to grab a coffee afterwards?
Oh man, dude.
It depends. Yeah.
I also-
but you're right. Yeah, I see what you were saying, man.
I also think the whole social anxiety thing is kind of it's more to do with how we use social media nowadays, where everything is just online, and we don't really talk with people. It's kind of we're communicating through a medium of just social media.
No
versus-
social media hate. No, I love social media.
No, I love social
Okay.
media too, but I think that
Yeah.
the social anxiety is on the rise
Because of social media.
for sure.
Interesting.
Do you think social anxiety is socially acceptable?
I'm not sure.
I think now it is more
Yeah, right.
because a lot of people are self-diagnosing themselves
Yeah.
as having social anxiety. So it's like, oh, all of us
Yeah.
are weird and
Yeah.
awkward. Cool.
Anxiety is for sure socially acceptable right now, bro. It's like kind of like a cool thing. Like, oh, I'm anxious. Oh. I hear this show all the time. Like,
It is.
Like,
I
you
feel
know
like
what I'm saying?
all these conditions, like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, I have ADHD. It's like I don't know. It's like a cool thing.
yeah,
now, like-
people think it's cool.
I have
It's like,
OCD as well. What do
No.
you have? Nothing?
not cool, man. That's not very cool. Be a human.
The thing though, bro, I do feel for people because I've had stages and times in my life where I've felt like a little scared to approach
For
people that I
sure.
want to talk to. And it can be overwhelming at times because here's something also interesting when I was reading some articles about this. Research shows that most people are actually more liked than they know after a conversation. So
Yeah.
a lot of us have these doubts in our head about our perception. But
Mm.
actually, the other person is more likely to perceive of us as positively if we have a conversation with them.
That's interesting.
And so I think a lot of times we're just like scared to make that initial point of contact. You know, just saying hi.
Yeah.
Like, how do you say hi? Like, do you shake somebody's hand? Like, I'm telling you the mind of somebody who's
Yeah.
like, do I shake their hand? Do I say their name? If I know their name, if I don't know their name, do I go in with a question? Do I compliment them? Do I not compliment them? Do
Yeah.
I talk about their clothes they're wearing?
You
Do I
think
talk?
like this?
People think of all. I've certainly thought about these things, bro. Well, yeah, like a lot of people who struggle with this truly think about like literally the end of the world. Like, oh, well, what if this happens? What if that happens? What
Yeah.
if that happens? What if this goes wrong? What if they
Yeah,
think
and
I'm?
you're just paralyzed from all those thoughts.
Yes,
do
and then that prevents you from literally saying nothing. So what do? You just mind your own business and go about your day.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think the initial point is the most resistance. I think after you get past the initial, like, if you just make a small comment and just start talking, then it'll just come. But I think the initial, just saying like the first thing, can be the hardest part.
That definitely is. To your point, if you know their name, I think you should always use the person's name. I think it
Mm.
makes people feel like remembered, right? And that's a good feeling. If somebody's talking, they're like, "Hey Matt, how's it going?" And like I only met them once, I'm like, "Shit, they remembered my name." Like that's that's cool enough that they thought it was important enough to remember.
Research also shows. I like how I'm citing so much research.
I
Look
know,
at me.
You did a lot of
A
research.
lot
on
of
this.
research.
No, because this is interesting. I'm really interested in psychology. So something else that research has shown, and this is like for decades, they've shown beyond just like social interactions. When you show something to somebody in like a list, they always remember the first thing and the last thing.
Right.
They don't remember the middle thing.
It's called A to Z effect.
And there's also primary and recency biases. They're called prima and recency biases. So I think there was this one specific research done by Murdoch. I think he was a social psychologist in 1962 or something. And I just literally read this recently, and
Okay.
recently I mean like an hour ago. But he did this research to his intro to psychology class, and he showed them a list of words.
Yeah.
So this is about like 100 kids. He showed them a list of words of 10 to 40 words, and they all remembered the first word and the last word. But that had to do with memory because and I have a point about social interactions. It all
Okay.
connects. But the point is, when you first look at a word, it has to do with short-term memory.
Yeah.
But then as you go through more words, it becomes long-term memory.
Right.
And then the last word is short-term memory. So you're the first word, you're more likely to recognize that because becomes a part of your long-term memory. As you go through more words,
Yeah.
that has more time for your brain to process. And the last word, you literally just saw it. So your short-term memory
Right.
is ignited. And so that's why the first and the last words in this series of lists are the most recognized. So how does that translate to social interactions? The first impression you have on a person that's why it's so important, because they'll remember that. And then the last thing you say to them. So the first and last things you say to somebody in a conversation are the most important, because short-term memory and long-term memory psychologically is activated. And so that's something to keep in mind when you're trying to talk to anybody. Make sure you have a good first impression and the last words you say are something that are like good and not like awkward, because if something happens at the end, they're more likely to remember that over the amazing middle conversation that you had. More likely than not.
I think the actual conversation, though, like the meat in the middle, is important, because I think that's what, like, at the end of it, I mean, sometimes you stumble on your words, like, see you tomorrow. Wait, I didn't mean that. I mean, see you later, right? And you remember that was kind of like quirky of them to do or whatever, right?
But you'll remember that. You'll
You'll
remember them
remember
as
that.
a quirky
Yeah.
person.
But if you were to have like a shitty conversation, you're just thinking, oh, this guy's an idiot for saying that. But if you had a good conversation, maybe you're like, oh, maybe that's just quirky.
It depends,
You know
right?
what I
It's
mean?
not like, yeah. But the thing is, the first thing and the last thing you say to a person, they'll remember that. More
makes
likely
sense.
than not.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But like that doesn't mean that you can talk a bunch of gibberish and at the end you're like E equals MC squared. Like, oh, you're a genius. That's not what I'm saying. And this is also strictly applying to strangers. Like if I already have an impression of these guys, like there's nothing you can to change my mind.
Have you ever heard of the book What Everybody Is Saying?
No.
No? Okay.
What everybody's saying.
What Everybody's Saying.
Seems familiar, but no. I don't think
It's
so.
a book by a CIA psychologist operative or something like that.
The interrogation guy who used to interrogate people?
No, but similar concept. So,
Okay.
Yeah, so not the negotiator. You're talking about I forgot the book name, but we talked about this in a previous pod.
That was 2 years ago, I think.
That we talked about that book?
A year and a half ago. Yeah. But go ahead.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I read that book like 4 years ago now.
Mm-hmm.
But this other one, I read this in college too, and it talks about how body language is like 60% of a person's lasting impression on you, and just simple things like on like how I'm sitting right now. I don't know how true this is, but they say that when your legs are crossed, right, where your knee is pointing to, like you're least comfortable with this person, and you're more comfortable with the person that you're open to. I'm very uncomfortable with Jenish. He makes me feel. He likes to sleep in my bed when we're traveling.
Home for you. That's
and
good
he
to know.
makes me feel like he wants to touch me sometimes, and I don't like that.
Whoa.
I just don't like that, Jenish. I just had to say on air. Don't touch me when we're in bed, bro.
When we're in bed.
What is
this
got this out for Alexis.
He's kidding, right?
Yeah, no, but no, seriously, like
they're not in bed.
well, when we travel, we do.
Okay, bro. Yes, you share a bed when you travel.
In Thailand, we shared a bed for over a month.
Unfortunately, with this guy,
Look at him. He's traumatized from that. Never again, he says.
No, I'm playing. But no, and there's other things that he talks about too. His name's Navarro. I forgot his first name, but Navarro basically says that the way your eyes are pointing, like if you're looking up, you're thinking. If you're looking to the right, you're also thinking. If you're looking to the left, it's usually deception. And if you're looking down, you're nervous. Yeah. And so there's all these things when you're talking to somebody, that not necessarily the person would even know. Actually, like if you were
I think everything is just like kind of gone through unconsciously.
Unconsciously,
like, all the body language and all that stuff is just kind of processed unconsciously for people.
When I read that, I started like. Because naturally, when you read something, you're going to start trying to see if it's true or not, right, in real life. And I don't know if I felt like if they looked left or right, if they're more trustworthy or not. Just does that make sense? Like,
yeah, I think that's too much like to analyze. And
too much thinking
like,
into it.
When I'm in
right?
a social interaction, I just want to be in the present.
Yeah.
I don't want to think about like if they're looking a certain way. It's just like just be in the moment.
There's also a CIA guy whose job is to identify.
Yeah. We're just trying to be
like
a friendly
suspect.
conversation.
Yeah. Don't use this, bro. When
When
you're selling
to me about
pallets
his
to
job,
guys, don't be like.
I do that. I do. I looked at this one guy, and he was looking to the left, and he was like, trying to like figure out a number to like negotiate with me. I'm like, you're looking to the left right now, bro. You never bought anything in your life. And he was like, how'd you know that, dude? And I was like, because you're looking to the left, bro. You never bought a pallet before. I just know.
Yes, most people have never bought a pallet. That's
I'm just messing around. That's never happened.
I was like, that was a crazy story. That's a crazy thing to say to a
This
customer.
guy's gotten good at that, fooling me and other guests on the podcast.
No, man, I've never done this. But internally, like when I first read the book, yes, I was.
You were
looking
doing
at
it obsessively with your family. You're like,
No,
Dad,
bro. But like,
Dad,
when
why
I'm
are you looking to the
meeting
left?
you got something to tell me?
Oh, man.
The thing is though, man, from what I've seen in my own experience, and as
Yeah.
I've gotten a little better at like talking to people that I don't know, as long as you're yourself,
Yeah.
it's very hard to do. Like your unapologetic, authentic self with this person, they'll perceive of you whatever your personality is.
Yeah.
And that could be good or bad, and if it's bad, then maybe you're just not meant to be friends or meant to have each other in your life.
Yeah.
I
I think that's the most important part. It doesn't matter whether somebody perceives you positive or negative.
yeah.
Who cares? If they don't like you, they don't like you. Move on. There's 8 billion people in this world. You'll find a friend somewhere.
But bro, this skill has a lot of power, because if you're really good at introducing yourself to
Yeah.
strangers,
Charisma.
charisma, and it just helps you professionally,
Yeah.
because it's
for
all
sure.
about knowing the right people.
Yeah.
A lot of things, whatever it is that you do, it's about knowing the right people. And
Yeah.
if you can carry yourself with confidence and put your best foot forward without any, well, you'll still like feel nervous, but
Yeah.
for the most part, if you can do that, right, there's a level of success that you can reach beyond what the average person can. Because the average person has these nerves. We all do when we try to approach
Yeah.
strangers, especially.
If you're naturally charismatic, you're gonna be a likable person. That's usually how it goes.
But you don't even need to be charismatic to reach out to strangers. You don't need to be.
No, you don't
You
need
know?
to be, but I definitely think charisma helps.
100%.
Yeah.
Like, I was thinking about this, right? If you introduce yourself to a stranger,
Yeah.
they're more likely to remember you if you do something unique. Like, by unique, I'm not saying
Yeah.
you intentionally try to stand out, but if you're just like yourself and you like crack a joke, or you're
Yeah.
funny, or you observe something about them, or even if you just listen to what they're saying,
Yeah.
they're more likely to be more receptive towards you, as
Right.
opposed to just asking the same small talk questions. How's your day going? Which can be good
Yeah.
sometimes, but like if you're trying to like create a good impression on somebody, I would highly recommend you to try to be your best unique version, because odds are
Yeah.
this person is probably more successful than you, right? If that's the goal, if you're trying to like
Okay.
get something
Network.
network, yeah.
Mhm.
If you're trying to network with this person, they're probably more experienced and they're probably a little older. They probably have a lot of conversations. So how
Yeah.
can you stand out? You're not gonna stand out by saying, "How's your day going?"
I think it's the opposite. I think it's like honesty. So if you do ask
Yeah.
them, how's your day going, they're like
I
good,
mean that,
and they're like, how's yours? Say how your day is actually going. Don't just say good, because they'll feel more comfortable with you, right? I think that's a bigger point.
What have you been doing in San Diego? Because you said you've been talking to everyone. So what do you do?
Yeah, because I don't really know anyone in San Diego. I just moved there, right?
Right.
So what I'm doing is I kind of what Matt talked about earlier is this kind of going in with no agenda. It's not like I'm trying to make friends. I'm trying to get anything from anyone. It's more just, hey, let's just like, what's up? Who are you? Where are you from? Like, like what are you doing here in San Diego? Just
Yeah.
exploring and learning from people. Like, some people have cool stories. Like I met people that moved from like Chicago, moved from New York, and they're in San Diego now doing like, I met this one guy who's like, who's working in like a startup. I met this other guy who was like a startup owner,
Oh,
and like
nice.
he's like, now he's doing like a master's program there for pharmacology. So it's just like you just meet cool people. And sometimes they give you like, if you start talking about what your interests are and your interests align, then they give you advice. They give you certain information that you can use.
What's been the toughest person to initiate a conversation with, or have you experienced that?
I don't think there's like a tough person. It's all the same kind of. I think the initial resistance is hard, or just to say hi. The first thing to say
It's always
is hard,
hardest.
but then after that it just flows.
If they're restrictive, they're like, I don't really. Then you probably just don't talk to them.
Yeah,
right?
then yeah.
Yeah.
If they're busy,
Yeah.
they're like, hey, I'm sorry. What I've noticed, man, is most people are nice.
Yeah.
Like most people don't just say like, fuck off, like I don't want to
Right.
talk to you. Most people are just like, if they genuinely don't want to talk to you, they'll just be like, hey, I'm busy right now or something.
Yeah.
And I haven't experienced that, but I think
But they'll be short. I don't even have to say that. They'll be shorter probably with
Yeah,
conversation,
yeah,
right?
exactly.
And
yeah.
then they'll be like,
And they'll have a certain like body
Yeah.
language or like focusing on their laptop or work or
Exactly,
something.
yeah.
And you're like, okay, you can kind of imply like
exactly, yeah.
they don't want to talk to you.
Bro, have you talked to people that just don't understand body language at all?
Yes.
Oh my god, these guys are like,
That's
bro.
also very important when you're in a conversation with somebody,
Yeah.
especially a stranger. Don't be blind to their body language. If they're going on their phone, if they're like
Yeah.
checking their watch, if they're looking at their emails, if they're giving you signals, you stop
Right.
talking to me,
Yeah.
and you're not picking it up. That can be problematic. You're better off not
Yeah.
talking to them in that case.
Yeah.
If they're not asking questions back to you, you shouldn't be talking to this person.
Well, that
you
that
disagree?
the thing is, because some people are
Yeah.
just like that. They would rather you talk and them listen. So there's personalities, right? I think
Okay.
it takes a little time to build that skill, but usually you should be able to judge somebody within the first 20 seconds, like their personality type. Like, you know what I'm saying? Within the first 20 seconds of them speaking,
Yeah.
you could tell a lot about a person.
Okay.
It doesn't take that long
Yeah.
to know. You know, your first instincts are usually the
But if
right
somebody's being
ones.
short and you're like, hey, like what are you working on?
Yeah.
And they're
Body
like,
language
oh,
cues, yeah.
yeah. I'd be
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm working on a script,
Yeah.
and it's like silent. Then
But
it's like,
maybe
okay.
that's just their personality type, though. You know, maybe just awkward, especially if
Yeah.
there's right.
Would you want to
scripts,
talk
for
to these
sure.
people then? Probably
Maybe.
not. I probably
But
would.
his strategy, though, is
Yeah.
what we were talking in the car, is he wants to talk to anyone because why? Why did you say you want to talk to anyone?
Just like I just think it's cool, just meeting people, learning from them. I feel like I've always been, before I used to be more closed off, just like I don't know, I just always focus on my own stuff. But then I'm like I feel like after talking to a lot of people, you get to learn. I just think it's important. And even if you don't get to learn, it's just, you know, like you'll get some sort of social interaction and you'll, I don't know, hopefully
Yeah.
it's good. You know
The more people you talk to, the more experiences you have.
exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
And like, let's say you had a horrible social interaction. You know, you failed. Like you spoke some gibberish. You didn't know how
Yeah.
to talk. Well, now you can use that experience in your next conversation. You could be like, okay, I'll do a better interaction. I'll know what to talk about. You know, like you can always use it as a learning experience.
The more you do something, the better you are going to be.
Exactly
If
right.
you want to be a better speaker, you want to be a better communicator, you want to be more social, then just be more of that, right? Talk more, talk to people more, go out more, do things more,
Mhm.
and eventually you will be better.
And all it takes, you're right, is just doing it once, and because then at least you pop your cherry. You did
Yeah.
it for the first time, right?
When's the last
Not
time you
literally.
popped a cherry?
Not lit. I mean, please stop this, man. Stop this madness. Actually, the last time I popped a cherry was 2 years ago with stand up. I
Oh, yeah?
consider that as popping my cherry, man.
That's the last time you popped a cherry?
That's my first time doing stand up. That's
That's
where a lot of
crazy.
comedians say
Yeah.
like you popped your cherry. Congratulations.
So sad. 2 years
But-
ago.
A lot of what I was gonna say is the first time is important because if it goes well, you can think back and be like, okay, I did it once before.
Yeah.
It was pretty good. But if it goes terribly,
Yeah.
then it takes a lot of willpower to overcome that and be like, it's okay. That was my first time. I'm learning.
Right.
I can do it again and again and again. It's not over until I meet somebody cool, basically. Should be your mindset if you are trying to build this skill and get better at it.
It's a trip how we care so much about interacting with others, huh?
I think it's a part of being human.
It's part of being
yeah,
us.
It is.
It's so strange to me, man.
We're a social
Yeah.
like creature, so it's like we're social animals. So
Yeah. I consider myself a butterfly. A social butterfly in that.
That's good.
well, why do you say a butterfly?
Social butterfly.
Okay.
Yeah.
It just sounds cool.
Yeah, butterfly.
Mm.
I used
Is
to be
there-
caterpillar.
I thought there was some more meaning behind that.
I used to be
you
caterpillar,
know?
bro.
Oh, okay.
And then I cocooned up and
You
I
cocooned-
liquefied and now I'm a butterfly. I'm
Wow.
a social butterfly, in fact. Not a monarch, but a social
A
butterfly.
monarch.
A monarch butterfly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just-
Specifically a monarch.
I'm just saying,
butterfly.
man.
The psychologically though, like how I keep going back to
So-
research and science.
According to the research.
According to science,
research.
according to science through a comedian's lens, there's this one study done. I forgot the name. I think it was a Harvard study, but I want to be one of those guys. Like, there's a Harvard study out there.
Yeah.
But there was a study done, and they actually, this is very interesting. They used coffee shops as the location of the study. So they told half of the participants to go up to the barista and talk to them, and the other half, don't talk to the barista. Just get your coffee and come back. And they showed people who actually talked to the barista felt better. Their moods were better. And, you know, that was just like one study they did
Yeah.
to prove that when you talk to somebody, literally, you chemically in your body, you feel better. You have a better mood. And that can translate to being more productive throughout your day, to have a better mindset. So even if it's small talk, it doesn't hurt to talk to
Yeah.
somebody, because the worst thing that can happen is they say no, don't talk to me, and this is very rare that somebody says to you, no, don't talk to me.
I've never had that happen, but I'm sure
It may
it may happen.
next
Yeah.
week. You don't know. Knock on wood. If it happens, remember this, Jenish. It's okay. You can do it again. It's not the end.
Yeah.
What has been the weirdest time you approach somebody random, strange?
Oh, yeah.
I've had, dude, yeah.
Norman.
Oh,
But
He
no, he
approached
approached
us.
us. He approached
Yeah.
us. I'm talking you approach somebody, a
Mhm.
crazy like an instance or experience.
Mm.
you have something off the bat,
I have something, yeah.
or tell? Cause I got to think about it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, this is something recent that this isn't the craziest. This is something recent, a little funny, a little
Okay.
strange, a little sad for me at least.
Yeah.
My mosque was doing a science fair.
Yeah.
So we were going on people's houses, inviting them to the science fair. Come out, it's a
Uh-huh.
community. All the kids worked hard to show off their science projects. And then this is a dumb line I used, but I was like, sorry to bother you. And then this white guy comes out and he's like, then don't bother me. I was like, why did I say that? I was like, well, I'm here now, man. I bothered you. I'm sorry. And then he listened to me, but I was like, what do I do? At that moment, I froze. I was like, whoa, man, he got me. Like, literally, why would I say that? The one
got
thing I'm not
me.
supposed to say. Sorry to bother you, sir. Because he looked like a little, like,
Yeah.
what the hell? What are you doing at my front door?
Yeah.
But I think the important thing in that instance, when something unexpected like that happens, is just observe it and like audibly say that this is, oh my god, I messed up. Yes, I bothered you. I'm so sorry. Like, don't make it awkward and just freeze and be like, oh, what do I do from here? Because a lot of people do that. They
That's
don't know what
hilarious,
to say.
Mhm.
But that's something that recently happened to me.
Yeah.
That I had to go up to a stranger's house, knock on their doors, and you don't know who's
Cold
gonna
call,
come out. Yeah, I've done this quite a lot for other things, but I mean, you have as well.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Oh yeah, I guess I could use work as an example.
yeah.
huh?
Well, that's literally 101. That's how to
Door
talk to a
knocking,
stranger.
yeah.
That's probably the hardest thing, to sell something to somebody.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Door
the
knocking's
hardest.
insane, dude.
That's the hardest thing to do. One of the hardest things to do
Yeah.
in life.
I've been okay. So I remember I was door knocking for real estate one time. Oh my god, bro! I go into this building. It's like I think it's a warehouse or something, and strange. I'm looking because I'm knocking, looking in the glass. Nobody's there. Knocking, ring the doorbell. Somebody came out. Like, what do you want? And I'm like, I introduced myself. Hey, I'm Matt Gutierrez. I'm a real estate broker, helping
Yeah.
somebody down the street, whatever. And they're like, we don't want any of your help. And I'm like, and I kept pushing, and because in sales you just push and you try to like break into something. Eventually they'll say something where they're interested, right? And dude, they I remember they like slammed the door on my face, dude. And I
Oh,
looked, I
man.
was like, "Are you serious?"
Really?
Yeah. And in my head, I'm like, "I'm gonna be back next week."
Were you back next week?
I think so. Nobody answered, but yeah,
They slammed the door.
yeah.
Was it a residential place or office?
No, it was
building?
office.
So it was
It was
commercial.
a
real estate.
workplace. Yeah, it was commercial.
They slammed the door on your
Yes,
face?
bro. That's happened to me a few times.
That's messed up, man.
Yeah. I've done some other door knocking where it was for when I was account manager. I went in, I was talking to them, and they were. Anybody that's in sales, this is very common, but just completely uninterested in what you're saying or why you're walking in, won't even make eye contact with you at all.
Yeah.
And they'll just be like completely uninterested. And that, I think, is probably worse than somebody slamming it in my face, because I'm like, dude, at least have some respect to make eye contact. I'm doing a job. It's not like I want to be doing this right now.
You're saying when they open their house and they're not looking at you at all?
No, this is when I'm account manager, so I was selling a service basically. But I'm going into the office and they're on their laptop. Instead of looking at me, they're like cold cutting the conversation. Like, oh, thanks. And like when I'm saying, hey, I'm Matt Gutierrez. I'm here to drop off a pamphlet or whatever. Oh, thanks.
Well, maybe that's your social cue, bro.
No,
back
you're right,
off.
but it's
Yeah.
like, but what I'm trying to say is,
Let me say something. Yeah.
Yeah.
I see what you mean.
what I'm trying to say is, dude, have some respect enough that you realize nobody wants to door knock in sales. Nobody wants to do it.
Mhm.
You have to do it, and have some respect to look at me in the fucking eye,
But the thing is, they don't know that. They don't know how hard door knocking is.
because they've never done it.
They've
maybe.
probably
Yeah.
never done it.
Maybe.
So the thing is, in
Yeah.
sales, I think this is one thing to talk about is, does anybody owe you an answer?
Nobody knows
Nobody
you.
owes
Yeah.
you anything.
Right.
That's the hardest part
Yeah.
in sales. Nobody owes you
Yeah.
shit.
100%.
So how do you combat that situation though? If somebody's saying, "Oh, thanks," how do you win them in sales? Can you win them? Should you win them?
That's not the right person to talk to. So that's usually the
Mhm.
gatekeeper, and the gatekeeper is not who you want to speak with. And so my next move from that is to make a call and then figure out a way to get to
In commercial real estate.
in any sales.
Hmm.
You want to win. The goal is in sales, you want to win the gatekeeper over because they're gonna have your back. But if you can't win them over, you have to move around them, and you have to figure out, how do I talk to the person that's holding the key. And if you can figure out the person that's holding the key, then you can figure out different tactics. Email them bi-weekly, keep going, and then you can figure out how to, like, some interest of theirs, and eventually you can win them over. But the gatekeeper, they have no interest of yours at all because they are literally winning nothing. But the person that's holding the key can win something with your sale.
You want to talk to the decision maker.
Decision maker, yeah.
But if in a house, and if you go in residential, right?
Yeah.
Let's say the kids open up,
Yeah.
and the kid is like, "What are you doing here?"
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
super mean to you.
What do you
Like,
do?
The 7-year-old kid is just like, "What are you wearing,
Yeah.
bro? Why are you wearing shorts or something?" They make fun of you.
Residential's hard, man.
Yeah, residential is super
Yeah.
hard.
You have to genuinely find somebody that wants to sell their house or are looking to buy something else and don't already have a real estate agent that's in their family or friend. And how many real estate agents there are in Los Angeles?
How many?
It's like
100,000.
Some
It's
crazy
more than
number.
that,
More than
Oh
100,000.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Anybody can get their license.
anybody can get their
Yeah,
license,
yeah.
right? I mean, there's
There's a couple months.
Yeah, it
but
takes some months, but anybody can get it.
Yeah.
But if there's hundreds of thousands of people with a real estate license,
Yeah.
why would you go with somebody that you don't know? You're gonna go with somebody that's a friend or family member.
No, that's true.
Man, back in my day when I was selling internet to people,
That was the funniest thing ever, bro.
Oh, I remember when I graduated high school, I got trapped in a pyramid scheme.
Yeah. Literally did, bro.
I got trapped in a pyramid scheme selling AT&T internet. I'm gonna say I don't care. It's AT&T internet to people in Orange County,
Yeah.
and I had to go to these. A lot of them were like wealthy houses.
Uh-huh.
I never had like a nightmare scenario where somebody slammed the door on my face.
Really? Never.
No, I don't think so. If I would have remembered. Right.
Okay, yeah.
This is like 7 years ago.
Yeah.
I don't recall that happening. 6 years ago, actually. But it was hard, man. It's hard. Door knocking, that.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I would recommend anybody who's young definitely experience door knocking. Like, even if it's not selling,
Yeah.
go on people's random houses and. You know what I'm saying? Like, not
No,
just,
you should
don't
sell
be
something.
awkward. Yeah,
You
sell
should have-
something. Yeah,
yeah.
you're right.
I'll
Sell
mow your
something.
lawn
You should
or
have a
something,
product.
like
Yeah,
something.
some
Or
product.
for
Service.
religious, like if you're Catholic or Christian
Right.
or Muslim, you know, you could be like invite them to your mosque or church or
Yeah.
temple. Do that instead if you know
do-
something to
yeah,
sell.
Have some service or product. Yeah.
Yeah,
Don't just go knock.
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah,
How
yeah.
you doing? I'm
Yeah.
lonely. Can
I
you
use
come
your
watch?
phone? Yeah.
Can you come watch the cricket game? There's not enough people who watch cricket in America.
I know.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that.
But definitely have if that's a really good thing. If you're introverted or don't know how to speak with people,
Yeah.
get a sales job.
Put yourself out
Yeah,
there.
get a retail job, a sales job, and you'll be forced to speak with people because they're gonna ask you questions, and that's gonna get you more comfortable with talking to people in general.
Do you have a nightmare?
I
Like,
don't. I've been thinking
instance?
about it this whole time you guys were talking. I'm like, I don't really have any nightmare.
what if with the other gender, if I may ask?
No, nothing.
Really?
No.
Interesting.
You know, like,
That's good.
Yeah.
I mean, that's good.
Nightmare with the other gender. Do you have a nightmare with the other gender?
No, thankfully
You
no.
don't.
with the
No,
other
no,
gender.
thank God, man. I'm serious.
Yeah.
I know. Thankfully, no.
Yeah.
I don't know about nightmare. I've had something weird, bro.
Do you want to share or no? It's okay. You don't have to share.
Yeah, I'll tell you guys later.
Okay. Yeah.
It was so weird, bro.
The thing, bro. Okay, so in
Yeah.
that scenario, right, where you're trying to make friends, let's just say with people,
Yeah.
just friends, like
Just
socially
friends.
friends, just friends. I would.
opposite gender?
Yeah.
It's not gonna happen.
Well, yeah, it's
Yeah.
probably. I don't believe in friendships with the opposite gender. It's just sorry, but the dude is always. Do you believe in platonic relationships with women
Yeah.
of the other gender that you find attractive?
That you find
No,
attractive.
no. Either one of you guys have to like not find the other one attractive. That has to be like the.
No,
Yeah,
but no, but
prerequisite.
the thing is, if let's say Jenish, you meet this girl in San Diego, you find her attractive, but she does not find you attractive.
Mhm.
Should you still be friends with her? Because you'll still have that connection yourself. It will just be
Mhm.
internal,
Yeah,
not
you're gonna have that
reciprocal.
interest still.
You'll still have that
Yeah, but
interest.
I think you just established that earlier. You could just talk. You could just be like, hey.
You establish. How do you go about
What do you mean?
establishing that?
You could just say.
You could be like, "Yo, I know you think
know,
I'm
if they're-
ugly,
if they're-
but I
no,
still
no,
think
no,
you're
like,
beautiful."
if they're not interested, then just don't. You can't see her like that. Like that's just your friend then. You know, if
But-
they say they're not interested in you,
Yeah.
then
And you'll be okay with that?
yeah, you
Just
just
being a
like
friend?
Yeah,
But you still stay
I want
friends.
to hang out with them like normally, but like
Yeah.
if we're in like a group setting or something, yeah, we'll
Okay.
hang out. Like I'm not saying like I'll hang out with them one on one, but you can
Mhm.
still be friends. Like you don't have to like be friends like we're friends, like we hang out. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, we're going a little off topic. I do think that if a
No,
guy
it's
thinks
within
that a
the-
girl is
yeah.
attractive, I don't think you could truly be friends because you will always think of her in
Yeah.
that way. But I will say, I think in that situation, when things get awkward between guys and girls, especially, is because you're not recognizing what's happening. Like either the guy or the girl says something,
Yeah.
and the other person doesn't know like how to process that. So instead of like recognizing what's happening, there's like a long silence, and there's like, okay, well, I'll just go about my day. Or
Yeah, you
like,
can kind
"Oh,
of tell
well."
though. No, it's like pretty straightforward.
You
Like,
can.
if you're at a bar or something, you talk to someone. You
I
can,
honestly
and they're
think-
not interested. You can just tell like, okay, let's go.
Yeah, yeah,
move on.
absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm just saying things get weird and really awkward when people have their guards up. If you just let your guard down,
Oh, yeah.
which I mean by that, what do I mean by that? I mean like if you're just like funny or like just recognize the awkwardness of the situation, or
Yeah.
you try to like say something and make light of it, that eases the tension.
For
'Cause
sure.
there's a lot of tension involved whenever you're trying to
Like-
socially connect with
initiate?
somebody in that way. Yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of tension, I think, in the beginning, but that's the thing, dude. If somebody is abrasive to, I don't have an interest in talking to them. If they don't want to talk to me,
Yeah.
then I'm not gonna want to talk to them.
Well, depends.
And
No.
on what?
But some
If this
people are
is
pushy.
the princess. of
Some people are
Egypt.
pushy. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So that
Yeah.
that could be like a big no.
to be being pushy.
Yeah, like
Oh,
guy-
yeah,
I
a
know
no
some-
is a no.
I
Yeah,
know it's a
yeah.
no, right.
Especially for guys.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Even if you're talking to like a dude, and you're trying to be a butt. Like if they're not interested, why would I want to?
No,
homies with
absolutely. Yeah.
them,
Don't
yeah.
chase. The moment you
Yeah.
start chasing, it's over.
It's over.
It will always be that way.
Yeah,
You'll always be chasing them.
yeah.
That's something you get from experience. That's something you get.
Ibrahim has wise words from Ibrahim.
Wise words for the
And
psychology
that's
psychology
equal-
diva.
That's equal for boys and girls. I think.
Yes,
Girls
it goes
chase,
it
same
goes
shit,
both
yeah.
ways. It goes both ways.
Always like that.
You shouldn't. Yeah. The thing is, and it's also some people like that feeling of being chased.
Yeah.
A lot of
A
people
lot of
love
females
that.
love that shit.
Guys love that too, bro.
The
It
guys
goes
do,
both
yeah.
ways. It's literally
it goes
about the
both ways,
same.
yeah.
Guys and girls both love being
Yeah.
chased. Some of them do. Not saying all. Some of them, and I don't think
I
you
feel.
should.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I don't think you should be with that person
No, yeah.
because that's not healthy. I'm sure somebody will always like somebody more, but
Yeah.
if the discrepancy is so big that it's like 90-10 chasing
No,
and then
yeah,
10,
that's not right, dude.
that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're narcissists. I mean, they're just gonna feel like better than you, I guess.
What they might have some like just internal stuff they're dealing with. They want somebody to validate them and be like, "Yo, you're fine as you are, and you're actually incredible. You're not just fine. You're amazing. So much so that I'm chasing you every single day."
That's insane, dude.
People do that just for the thrill of it.
How many times have you ever chased?
Uh,
Have you ever chased Jenish?
I don't chase. I attract.
All right, buddy. I mean, I don't really like if someone says no, they're not interested. I'm not gonna chase them.
Yeah, I
Like
agree.
if they give a sign like they're not interested, then there's no point.
Yeah,
Just
move on.
Move on. Go to the.
Yeah.
Your mic. Your mic.
Yeah, just move on. Like if I think it's pretty simple. It's just like there's no point in giving your energy to someone if they're just gonna make you chase the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it all comes down to body language. You can tell more about the because a no can be like she can say no and then say something else. You know what I'm saying? I'm not
Yeah, yeah,
saying
yeah.
I'm not saying like I'm just saying look at the
It's more of a
way
teasing
somebody
no.
is telling
Yes.
you something. Like
Yes.
please be mindful of that.
Yeah.
I've seen so many people just be like socially awkward around people, and it's always the funniest thing to see from afar.
Mm. Yeah.
like you're
is, of course.
somewhere. It's just the funniest thing in the world.
You laugh?
Yes, I'm just laughing my ass off. I'm like, wow, I could never. But
Oh,
how do you change that? Because
Change what?
you can change it. If you are that person.
that chases?
No, if you are that person that gets awkward
Oh.
around tense situations or
Mhm.
like situations where people are, not being nice to you.
Yeah.
How do you change? How do you not let that affect you? I think is the better question.
I think it just comes like we talked about earlier, I think it just comes from experience. Like you
Yeah.
got to put yourself in those scenarios where you feel
Mm.
tense. Because then after you've experienced that feeling of tension a couple of times, then you can kind of just understand like, okay, it's not that bad. You know, I've been through this before. It's fine. Like if you're in that like social scenario where you're feeling tense, you can just
Yeah.
kind of go back in history and be like, okay, this has happened sometime. You know, like it's fine.
Yeah, 100%. You have to fail in order to learn. Yeah.
It's all learning, I think. It's
Yeah.
just,
There's humps.
yeah.
I think it's just about being human. Just recognizing, like you said, that what is happening right now happened to me 2 weeks ago. And this other person is also human, so they're
Yeah.
acting like maybe I would have, and it's okay. It's not
Mm.
has nothing to do with me. It's
Yeah.
just the circumstances and this person's.
Unless it is.
I mean,
Unless
9
it's
times.
like your face.
Well, in that case, hit the gym.
Hit the gym.
I think the gym can fix anyone. It doesn't matter how you look.
Anyway.
The gym is
gym-
the cure. It is the end all be all. If
The
you
gym
want to
cannot
look
fix
better,
ugly.
the gym can. I 100% think the gym can.
No, no, no.
I mean, if
agree.
you're like overweight, you know. You
Yeah,
can-
for sure. But if you just have bad genetics,
The gym can fix anything. I truly,
No.
sincerely believe that.
unfortunately, it's not true. You can make your physique look better.
The gym and prayers
Yeah.
can fix it.
Prayers make your genetics look better.
Maybe.
I don't
You
know.
hit the gym, you have a light, like a positive light shining through your face, given to you. That can
Yeah,
happen.
I mean, you know, you can get your skin health better. Like if you go to the gym,
Yeah.
go to the sauna. You know?
Oh, steam room.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
gym's gonna help your self-esteem.
I genuinely think the gym can improve the way you look facially. For example, if you have most people have weight around their face.
Yeah.
But the
Oh,
gym,
yeah.
if you work out,
Yeah.
that can give you a defined
It'll make you more
facial
defined, for sure.
structure. It can give you a jawline.
Yeah.
The gym can give you a jawline, fellas and girls. If you want to go to the gym and get a jawline, it's very possible.
This guy's like a gym ambassador.
I
Are you
know.
like working? It's like working
On behalf
for-
of all the gyms in the world, please
Come in and get a jawline.
come get your features more pronounced.
The gym cannot fix hair.
Hair, you're saying? Yeah.
I'm using genetics as an example, right?
Yeah. Well, the gym can make you recognize maybe it's time to go bald, baby.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe just let it go.
That's
let
true.
it go. There's a lot of guys out there.
A
That
lot
are
of
just
guys that
know,
look pretty dope, buff as fuck, and then
they're bald. But who cares? They're
My man
confident.
Joe.
Huh?
My man Joe.
Joe, yeah.
Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan.
Mr. Rogan.
How did you assume I would say Rogan? But I guess that's the only guy. that we-
Dana White.
Yeah, Dana White,
Yeah.
who looks exactly like Joe Rogan.
They look
I don't
pretty
know.
similar.
I don't think they look similar.
They
do
look so
They look
similar, bro. People online literally confuse them.
Really?
Yeah.
They're like, I didn't know Joe Rogan
Yeah.
owned the
I've
UFC.
never heard that. Dana White's been in an interview, and the girl asks, "So Joe," and then starts talking to him.
Yes.
No
Yeah,
way.
you see that, bro?
No,
Yeah.
I've never seen that.
Yeah.
He was doing an interview with a journalist, and she mistaken him for Joe Rogan.
Wow.
Crazy, huh?
It's like,
funny
Joe,
as-
how's the podcast
Yeah,
going?
How does it feel talking to so many people every week?
Yeah, I think that's what she said, right? Or
Something like that, yeah.
Have you ever been mistaken for someone else?
No, I haven't.
Not your
You
cousin,
never been-
Parth?
No, no one.
Really? Ever?
I've
Me?
mistaken you for Ibrahim before.
Got it.
No, I don't think I've. No. Have you been mistaken?
Yeah.
Jenish.
What?
No, not for Jenny. What? Why'd you believe that, man? No, we have never been mistaken.
No. I
Yeah.
don't think
The
so.
guy in Costa Rica
Right.
said all three of us look like brothers.
Oh, yeah, that's right. There's a guy in
But that's
Costa
not.
Rica.
That's not like.
I
Mistaken.
know.
It's just like.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy though.
Yeah.
Who
All-
looks the most similar?
All North Indian and Pakistani.
I guess, yeah, have.
Yeah.
I guess our genetics, somewhere down the line, imagine if all of our ancestors were there like 400, 500 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, there
One
has to be
day it
some, there has to
shall
be
be.
some link. There has to be some link up there if you go back.
Isn't that crazy to think about, though? Like your ancestors, like meeting cultures. Because imagine how hard it is. Like people think they have it hard now.
Yeah.
But imagine before, different languages. You don't even know. If you don't even know, like, Portuguese exists.
Yeah.
How do you even, like, deduce what the other person is saying? Like, how
Like,
do you
yeah.
break it down?
Well, if you're a Native American and you saw the Portuguese come in
Yes.
in their suits, you were gonna think they're God and that think their languages was God language,
Which they did sometimes.
which they did.
Right.
They actually believed that,
So we have it easy.
and then they got murdered.
And they got, yes, desecrated, killed in numbers.
Yep.
How do you
Very sad.
avoid socially awkward situations, though?
How do you avoid socially awkward situations?
Do you avoid them or
No,
do
you
you just
can't avoid
embrace
them.
them?
Embrace them.
Yeah,
Mm.
you
Yeah.
can't avoid them. I don't think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk more.
But I think the problem is a lot of people try to avoid the socially awkward situations. But the thing is, like you said, it's the key is to embrace them.
Yeah.
No matter what happens, you will encounter them.
Yeah.
Just recognize what's happening. Like, oh, this is super awkward. And
Yeah.
then the other person's like, oh, thank God this
Yeah.
guy also thinks it's
Yeah.
awkward. And they'll make them feel less alone.
You can even just make like a joke or something.
That's the key, dude.
And you can be like in the moment. Like you can make fun of the situation you're in, and
Yeah.
that'll be funny.
Yeah.
Like
What if it bombs? The other person's like, I didn't think that was funny.
and that's not the person you want to talk to. That's not the person.
I didn't think that was
You're
funny.
not funny.
I mean, you can speak from. You've probably bombed a lot, so.
All right, speaking from experience. No, but it's completely different at a stand-up show.
Yeah, at a stage.
What? No, it is actually. The thing is, what is the closest thing to that is crowd work.
Oh right.
If you do crowd work with
And it
people,
bombs.
and
Yeah.
it's like they're just like a stern face.
That's awkward, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can, but you can go so many different directions.
But
You
most
can
people will
break
have a
them.
facial reaction if you're making fun of them.
Yeah,
They're
you
gonna
can-
say something.
You can
or-
break them. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's ways. But actually, Tony Hinchcliffe was talking about this on the Joe Rogan podcast. He was saying he was doing a show out in Connecticut, and Joe Rogan already warned him. He said people in Connecticut like stand-up comedy not the best area.
Really?
And Tony was like, "No, I'm going to prove you wrong." So he did a show,
okay.
and there was a daughter and her mom there, and the whole show like he was trying to break them.
Really?
He wasn't able to. He was
Uh-huh.
like, she at the end of it, they were like, "Tell jokes now," and he
Damn.
was like, "Oh, okay."
Really?
Wow.
Yeah."
But why? Okay, that doesn't make much sense though. If you're a comedian and you're just sticking to one person.
No, not the whole. He did jokes.
Oh.
He did material.
Oh.
Hold on, not the entire time.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
He did. He kind of picked on them a little bit,
Yeah.
trying to feel them out, and then he did material. Then he went back to them at the end, and at the end they were still like, "Tell jokes now." They were
Wow.
basically saying you weren't funny at all.
That's insane,
Yeah.
dude.
Damn.
But that you can't.
So
be,
have you been in that situation?
yeah, I told you, December 15th,
Yeah.
2023. I'll never forget that day.
He remembers the
That
date.
day is gonna go down, man. I'll never
Tell him.
forget that day. I never told you this.
No.
Yeah. Okay. So what happened was on December 15th, Day of the Lord.
It's like marked in his calendar, December
A
15th.
star was born on December 15th. That's what happened.
Day
Yeah.
of the bomb, bro. The day of the bomb.
D-Day.
What was the day that they did the test? In the
Uh,
Oppenheimer movie, there was a day for it. Trinity. The
Trinity,
Trinity
yeah.
test. The Trinity
There
explosion.
you go.
For me, that was, in North Hollywood. Basically, bro, it was a guy and his brother. This guy was a lawyer, and the other guy was a coffee. He worked at Starbucks. Very polar opposites. Clearly, one of the guys was wearing a suit, looked more put together. The other guy was kind of a hippie, and I basically restricted myself to make fun of them in that way. Like I instead asked them, "What do you think of the Israel and Palestine conflict?" That's what I asked him about. It was bro. I told him I did 10 minutes, and I was so confident. I invited my sister and her friends and her two friends to watch me. And I was like, these guys are gonna be so impressed, And the whole show, only one person laughed. I'll forever owe a debt to the Mexicans because there was this one Mexican kid that laughed at a joke I made because it was a Mexican joke. And he got the joke, but no one else laughed the entire time. Zero. It was so bad. My sister was recording me, and she stopped recording me because she felt awkward. She was like, "What am I
Crazy.
recording? Silence?"
She didn't give any pity laughs.
Huh?
She didn't give any
No,
pity
no,
laughs?
that's good. They don't do that. That's good.
Good.
But after the show, what makes it worse is I tried to talk to this lawyer and his brother. The brother actually, I only talked to the lawyer
Yeah.
because the brother I don't know who he was, but the lawyer. And I know this because I asked him, "What do you do?" And he said, "Lawyer, whatever." And I told him, "Hey man, sorry I tried to pick on you." He was like, he wouldn't shake my hand. I put my hand up, he would not shake my hand. Instead, he gave me a fist bump. He was like, "Work on it, work on it." And I was like, I looked at him.
Yeah.
Literally, I'll never forget this. For like 3 seconds, I was like, "All right." Like, okay. I was like, "Oh shit!" Like this guy's basically flipping me off, telling me I'm terrible at what I do, and I need to start from the basics again.
That's insane,
Wait,
Yeah.
bro.
I mean, I don't.
No, but
I
listen,
don't think
that's
he's
one
flipping
bad
you off.
night, and that's because I did basically I did all new material that I wrote 30 minutes before, and I did it on my mom, and she laughed, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is about to kill!" Oh my god, I was like, I've uncovered the next greatest bit. Dave Chappelle, here I go.
That is
But,
pretty fucked, bro.
yeah.
Somebody trying to shake your hand and you're not doing that.
Yeah.
But I tried to pick on them and didn't go well.
What'd you try to pick on with the Israel
I don't
Palestine?
know, no, not even that. Like he was like, I'm on the Palestinian side because I'm human. And I was like, oh, that's amazing. Look at
Uh-huh.
that. I have taping. I'll look at it, bro. It's
You
gonna.
can just send it over.
You can't look at it. It's like PTSD. You can't
just
look
send
at
it
No,
it.
it's
over.
okay. The thing as a comic though, as a comedian, you have to look at yourself when you perform. You have to look at the way you sound. You have to look at the way you walk, because there's certain things you're doing that you don't even recognize, and you're forming habits. It's like learning a new sport.
Mm.
If you have bad form and no one's telling you, in tennis, if you don't have a backhand and no one's telling you you don't have a backhand, it's gonna be a problem.
Mm.
And I say that because I played tennis and I didn't have a backhand for a long time. Everything is coming from experience. Sound like I'm 40, bro.
Okay,
Classic Ibrahim. Bombing.
But you learn.
Yeah.
Like I've never had a show, thankfully, like that ever since. Never has that happened since.
Awesome.
I'm
You need to go through it, right? In order
yeah,
to,
and every comedian goes
It's
through
a
like
part of. It's part of. The
thank God I
learning
haven't
process.
been booed off stage.
Yeah.
You know, I was hearing Dave Chappelle was telling a story how he got booed off stage, and I was like, oh, okay.
Dave Chappelle
Yeah,
said that. I
Dave
know.
Chappelle got booed off
Yeah.
stage.
It happens,
You kidding
bro,
me?
yeah.
Like he got booed off stage. I
Yeah.
just got no
Nothing.
laughs. Like I just got silent. And you know, Dave Chappelle actually says this. He says, if you're doing comedy and
Yeah.
no one's laughing, okay, sure, that's a bad thing.
Yeah.
But it's terrible if no one's listening either. As long as people are listening to you,
Yeah.
you're doing something right. As long as, like, you know, because the worst thing for a comic is not bombing, it's when people don't pay attention.
Mm.
It's when you're doing so bad that people are just like
On their
talking,
phone or
they're
talking, yeah.
listening. So as long as people are listening to you, you're doing something right.
Right.
Wow.
That's understandable. A little off topic, but this is crazy to me, dude. So Joe Rogan was talking about one of his podcasts, that because he's been in 2 TV shows, right? Or 2 or 3 TV
Mhm.
shows. He's never done an audition and not gotten the role.
Yeah,
You heard that?
Yeah, yeah.
What were you thinking when you said that?
Well, no, he the thing is, he's not an actor. He's only done a
Right.
handful of auditions, but he got it. Yeah, there's a lot of people like that.
That's
who
insane, bro.
Get all the auditions. Yeah,
It's good luck.
That's insane. He's had 3 auditions and gone all 3 shows.
yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
but he's not
of
a working.
course.
He's not an actor though, right? Like he did it, but that's not his main. You know what I'm saying? He's
But
not
also,
an
he's
actor.
maybe
actor.
he's smart
Yeah.
about how he auditions. You know, like
'Cause-
he's only going after roles that he knows he's qualified for, and he's like,
Well,
I'll be able to like.
He said that he literally said this. He was like, it was all luck because the roles were exactly my personality as
Okay,
is.
Mm.
then yeah.
Yeah.
One of
makes
them-
sense.
But bro, but you never hear about that. And then you turn out to be the guy that's probably one of the most influential men in America, right?
But he's only done 3 auditions, so it's a numbers
Yeah.
game. Versus if you do
He's
more
3
and
for
more,
3, bro.
Yeah, 3 and that's possible statistically. Those are good
yeah,
odds.
but what he's saying is like if he does like 50 more, maybe he might not
100
get the other
more,
50.
he's not gonna.
Yeah.
there's
Maybe
definitely
not, yeah.
100%. Yeah, there's literally 100% chance he's
So
not.
maybe
getting
he
every
did get
single
lucky
one
with
of
the
them in
first
acting.
3.
Insane.
Yeah.
Because even Leonardo DiCaprio has not gotten the jobs that he wanted.
Yeah,
Like he's gotten rejected.
it happens.
So
yeah.
it happens to it happens to the best of them.
Yeah.
But Joe Rogan is not a working actor. But I see what you were saying.
Yeah,
Like sometimes it just you are
The
just
stars
lucky,
line.
and
yeah.
sometimes you
Well,
are a prodigy.
My point is, sometimes you don't bomb. He just got it, and then
yeah.
literally, that's my point. Sometimes you
Hold
just
on
don't
a
bomb. 3 for 3, and then it ignited his actual career path.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, yeah. The goal should be to bomb less as you
Yeah.
do stand up more.
Or
Yeah.
don't bomb at all.
No, the thing is, that's not. So if you do stand up right, you're bombing.
Yeah,
If you bomb the entire set, that's terrible. But if you bomb a joke
yeah,
or a bit, you just need to work on it.
right.
That's like working comedians,
Or
like
scrap
Andrew
it.
Schultz, everybody, or scrap it. Yeah, but you got to do it enough times to know when to scrap it.
Right.
That bombing is a very long lasting feature in comedy. You know, because some jokes are just not gonna work, and it's okay. That doesn't mean your entire set you bombed it.
How many bits have you scrapped?
So many.
Yeah.
That's the whole process, is to find you'll think of the funniest stuff, but it's funny to you because of context. So the key in stand up is to give that context to the audience.
Yeah, and
That's
you
what
have a limited
premise,
time, right?
set up.
Yeah,
Well, if you get bigger as a comic, then you get an
More
hour,
time.
2 hours. Then
and then it gets easier.
I think it gets easier because
Yeah.
it's very hard to be funny in a minute compared
Yeah.
to an hour.
5 minutes is hard, bro,
Yeah.
to be funny.
Yeah. No,
Have
that
the
is
audience
difficult.
Actually, an
love.
hour is hard too, but I
It's
would rather do an
different, yeah.
hour than a minute, 100%.
You'd rather have an hour
Mhm.
than a minute.
Yeah, I'd rather have an hour.
Imagine bombing for an hour.
Because like a
straight.
minute, like what are you even gonna say? Like you got to establish a premise. You got to
Yeah.
establish all these
You
like.
can have jokes. And Kill Tony, that's what they do. You get a minute.
Yeah, but they do like impersonations or something. Like they don't. Or
No, they do
they do
jokes.
jokes
They
in a
do
minute.
Yeah,
Okay.
a minute. Hans Kim, David Patterson, I think.
It's hard though, bro.
It's very
super hard.
But it's hard but I think
Being a comic isn't easy.
it's hard, man.
Yeah.
Anything in life
Yeah.
requires work, bro. Owning a business is hard.
Yeah.
Being a computer science major, well, that is easy,
Mhm.
actually. No. You just make money and code. No,
Yeah.
that's hard too, bro.
Yeah.
Like mastering whatever craft, it's
Yeah.
always hard.
Bro,
Talking to random strangers
yeah.
is hard. Super hard.
Yeah.
Talking to strangers, I think, yeah, but you're right. Being a comic, it makes it easier talking to strangers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That if what? Yes, I always. If you're socially awkward,
Yeah.
please try stand-up comedy. I guarantee you.
I feel like that's so hard. If someone's socially awkward or socially like anxious, and you tell them to do stand-up comedy, that's like,
It's like jumping into the fire.
yeah, like
Yeah, but it works. It'll work.
it will work. It will, but that's crazy.
Even more than being on stage, talking to comics that you meet and then you introduce them. Bro, if you're meeting these types of people, you could meet a normal person any day.
Yeah, a lot of comedians are very socially awkward.
Very oddballs.
Very
Yeah.
awkward people. That's
But-
why they do comedy as
Yeah.
therapy.
They can hold a conversation.
Oh yeah.
But their conversations are just weird. It's just like weird
That's what makes them
conversations.
funny. It's like
Yeah,
funny.
yeah.
Like,
But my point is, if you can do stand up or
Yeah.
be in like a comics room and then talk to other comics, you're gonna be fine if you talk to a normal person.
yeah, normal people are not contemplating those things.
Yeah.
They're not thinking about their left toenail, like, and then them sexualizing them or something, and like that. You'd be surprised.
Or they
the
do.
stuff you hear sometimes.
They do, right? And then comics say this
and
then
they make them feel heard.
Exactly,
Seen.
make
That's
them
the
feel
whole
heard.
point.
Yeah. That's very difficult. Well, I guess it's not. You just have to own your own issues, right? And then realize eventually that the other people are feeling this as well.
Has there been a time where you wanted to talk to somebody and you didn't?
Oh yeah, lots.
What was this? When did this happen most recently? I'm just curious.
I
I'll
don't
share
know, like,
mine, too.
I'll be working like at the library or the cafe or something, and I see someone doing something cool, like on their laptop or something. I'll like
Mhm.
look at it. I'm like, oh shit, they're working on like something I know, and I kind of want to talk to them, but I'm like, they're kind of busy. I don't want to bother them.
Ah,
You know what I mean? Like, I kind of make up reasonings in my head, like, they're busy or something.
To not do it.
Yeah, exactly.
So 9 times out of 10, would you say that's the reason why you don't approach them? Is you don't want to bother the other person?
Yeah, but I feel like that's also like, it kind of
Excuse.
depends. It might be an excuse. It might be like I'm not really feeling like talking to them either, and then like that's part of it, and it's like,
Or you're just nervous. straight
yeah,
up.
or I'm nervous. Yeah,
I think that happens. That happens to me
Yeah.
too. I get nervous and then I'm like, what's the point?
yeah.
And then
When
just
was the
don't
last
do
time this happened for you?
it. Not so much anymore. It happened more, I think. Like, yeah, I think it used to happen more.
I struggle with this. If they're already talking to a group of people, how do you break in?
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's
Yeah,
hard for
that's
me. I was
harder.
like, they're already talking to a lot of people. It looks
Yeah.
like they're having a good time.
Yeah.
What is
I don't-
something I can do that can top that?
Yeah.
But you can find a way. That's hard though.
We had to do this in MUN all the time. Break into groups.
Yes,
That wasn't
MUN.
easy. in
Model
MUN.
United Nations.
Yeah.
Remember
That helped me, bro. I remember in the
But
beginning.
explain to somebody who doesn't know
Okay.
what Model United Nations is.
So-
What are you talking about? What do you?
So in MUN, it's like Ibrahim said, it's Model United Nations, right? All three of us did it. We basically act as a country on a specific issue, and then we enact their policies in conversation with other countries. And it was in high school. We're all a bunch of students, and some of us were United States, some of us were Bulgaria, some of us were Bolivia, like
Rwanda,
That was
Rwanda,
Tanzania.
Tanzania, Djibouti, right?
Djibouti.
Yeah.
Which I didn't know was an actual
Djibouti.
thing. I thought that was a joke.
Insane,
It's
dude.
an actual
Yeah.
country.
And you know,
become their ambassador.
you become their ambassador basically, yeah. And you break into groups and you know talk to other people, find like-minded individuals, or well, I guess nations, right? And you go ahead and talk. But sometimes there will be a group that's already formed, right? And you're just trying to hop and find the right group that's for you.
Oh
And you
Yeah.
go in. That was difficult for me in the beginning, dude.
yeah.
In the beginning, I was like, they already found their group. I just should find my own group or form my own group. And that was my solution,
Mm.
forming my own group of the people
Mm.
that didn't already have a group.
Mm.
But then later, I saw other people, like when I formed a group, other people would just come in and start asking questions. And I'm like,
That'd be so.
why
weird.
don't I
Yeah.
just do that? Just ask questions.
yeah.
Like move in and say, hey, what are you guys talking about? Or hey, what's going on?
What I would do is I'd
Yeah.
find an ally. So I'd be like, I'd go in like I'd form like early friendships,
And then
I'd
you
be
guys would
like,
walk
I just
around.
We walk in together and we're like, yo, what's up?
Confidence in numbers,
What's
bro.
up?
Huh?
Confidence
yeah,
in numbers.
That's
yeah. a
But
real
I think
thing.
the bolder move probably would have been to do what the other person did.
Yeah.
Just walk in and ask, not ask a
Right.
question, but like introduce yourself. Hey, I'm just joining in. Continue.
Exactly.
Recognize. Hey
Yeah,
guys,
yeah.
this is weird. I'm interrupting you guys, but go ahead. I'll participate. If I
Not
see
weird
fit.
though. If you say that, maybe it'll make it weird.
But I think it's all about the way you say it. You know what
Maybe.
I'm saying?
And also, MUN is completely different than like a social setting.
I think in a social setting, if there's a group,
Yeah.
if you're by yourself, it is hard. I think
Yeah.
it is difficult to talk to a group. But if you're with some people, then you can kind of.
It makes it easy. Yeah,
makes it
confidence in
easier.
numbers, bro.
Yeah,
Same
Walking
thing.
exactly.
together.
Yeah.
What did you
Exactly.
do
What did you
for
do?
in MUN in breakout? So what this was called was, God, I forgot the name. Hold on, is a caucus. It was a type of
Yeah.
caucus.
Yeah.
Unmoderated caucus.
Unmoderated
Yeah.
caucus.
caucus.
Good
Wow.
memory.
I don't
So there's moderated caucus where you do speeches, and
Yeah.
unmoderated caucuses where you try to find other countries
Yeah.
with like-minded policies, and you make solutions, and you draft these solutions.
Yeah.
Like let's say a legislation, you're trying to like come up with the specific policies. But unmoderated caucuses during Model United Nations, what did you do to break into these groups?
I kind of did what Matt said. I just went up to people and just like, I'm representing this country, and
Yeah.
and I'll give like so I'll wait for like a pause, like if no one's speaking.
Your
'cause
mic. Yeah.
There's certain times where no one is speaking, like
Mm.
you know, as someone just finished, and I'll be like, hey guys, I'm representing this country, and these are some of our policies. What do you guys think? I'll just like say some question like that or something. Yeah.
So you initiate the conversation.
Yeah, exactly. Because usually, like, what I've realized is an unmoderated caucus is people go around like start talking, right? And there's certain times where no one's talking. It's like a silence. Like someone finished, and like there's a silence. You can kind of use that silence as like a way to.
Yeah. To break in.
Yeah.
I wish not. I regret not messing around as much.
In MUN.
Yeah, I took it so seriously.
You wanna win awards, bro.
seriously. Yeah,
It's all
but
about
why?
awards.
Why win awards? Why not just have a good time? I
I
wish
know.
that was emphasized. Like, why not?
Yeah.
You can learn so much from them. Just not.
Because
Mess
we
around.
wanted Gordon's approval, bro. That's what it was. We wanted Gordon's approval.
Mr. Gordon.
Yeah.
I just wanted my own approval. Honestly, I didn't really care about it.
Bullshit.
No, I'm serious.
You wanted Gordon's approval.
No, I'm not kidding. Maybe like I did.
It's like making Gordon proud.
Maybe
Yeah.
a little bit. Gordon was our high school MUN coach
Yeah.
slash teacher slash history teacher slash
Economics
guru
teacher.
slash
Guru.
It's like
Not only rich people can have gurus.
slash
okay?
life advisor.
slash mentor.
Man, I do, man. I was just thinking about that right now.
Yeah.
Like I was thinking of the ways I would like mess around. I would just make
Yeah.
up stuff. I'd just be like, I got breaking
fine,
news
bro.
from Djibouti.
I did.
They don't want to be a country anymore.
There's a lot of times I did make
They
up.
want to join the Republic of Congo. Go ahead.
There's a lot of times I did make up stats. Like I just make up random.
Whoa!
I would say like random percentage numbers that didn't exist.
No way.
Yeah, I did. I swear.
As
to
long
God.
as you're confident, they don't
No
say
way,
shit, bro.
dude, you
yeah,
did that?
Yeah. And then in one of our speeches, me and Carl were partners, right? And like Drake's song came out, right?
Which one?
God's Plan came out. It was
Mm.
2016, I think. I don't remember. 2018.
Wow.
So one of our speeches at Berkeley, we said like our plan. You know, you would do acronyms like GOD. Like so, one of our plans was God's Plan. That was our plan. And then like G would stand for like like geopolitical. Like this is a bunch of stuff. Yeah, this is like that.
Damn, y'all, did you make up stats?
I would say things in conversation.
What?
Like what?
90% of Djibouti is in poverty. Help us out with something.
1 billion people in India are in poverty.
There's actually 500 million people in Djibouti. We don't know they exist. They're just not documented.
500? No, there's not.
I know.
No.
We're just
I
making
was
it
like,
up.
What are you talking
There's
about?
actually 500 million people. We're the most populous country, not India.
No, but I would definitely say things. And sometimes I would know my country didn't agree with these policies just because I want to be the
No.
leader of the group. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would say shit like that.
Oh my God. I was.
Bro, the more when we're in MUN, bro, after the first two conferences, you realize nobody in there knows shit about shit.
And when you're giving your speeches or even during moderated caucuses when you're speaking,
Yeah.
nobody's listening to you.
Yeah.
Everybody's focused on what they're gonna say. They're looking at their speech like, okay, I gotta say this, I gotta say this. So you can say whatever you want, and nobody cares.
Bro, sometimes there's 50, 100 students. You're not listening to all 100
exactly,
speeches.
right?
And then you figure out, oh, okay, I need to make a, what is it called? When you raise your hand and you give like a comment.
Comment.
Literally a
comment.
comment? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Literally a
Yeah.
comment.
Comment.
Oh, I need to make a comment so you remember something that they say and then relate it back to whatever your policy is.
So, if you're unfamiliar with Model UN, the way it works is you get rewarded for participation
Yeah.
and the quality of that participation. And so the more you do something,
Yeah.
the more likely you are to win in awards. And the awards, how it work is best delegate means you got first place. You were the best.
Yep.
And you're not ambassador. I said that. You're delegate, basically, of the country. And then the next award is outstanding.
Mm.
And then there's commendation.
Yep.
And then there's highly there's another award below commendation. In college, it was
yes.
it's like getting
They
a
had
consolation
this.
prize. It's insane. They don't give you a
You tried.
It's the most messed up award, bro. Like,
Yeah.
because you don't get a
It
certificate.
was like
you
good
just-
try.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's dude, the name is messed up too. I gotta look this up. But regardless,
Yeah.
there's 4 different tiers: first place, second place, third place. Second place can be a bunch of you guys. Third place, there can be a bunch of you guys, but there's only one best delegate.
Yeah.
And so everybody wants that best del. And when you get a best del, you don't get a certificate. You get a gavel.
Right.
We should put a
Oh.
gavel.
I have my
Our New
gavel.
York gavel? Yeah.
You have yours still?
I think so. I don't know where it
Yeah,
is.
we should bring
Dude,
it.
I used to love those things.
I know.
Yeah. I used to love trophies as a kid. And well, this is like in Pakistan.
We all do, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That's part of
I used to like sleep with my trophies in Pakistan. I don't know if you did
in
that.
bed.
Like under the pillow.
No,
Yes.
no, you would not, bro.
You're lying. You're lying. That's crazy.
That's actually
This
crazy.
is me when I was 10, 12 years old, bro.
That's
When I
actually
used to like
insane.
win like races or like speech competitions. I would put the trophy next to my. I just used to. I was like, I don't want to let go. This is my puppy. This is my doll.
What'd your parents say?
Oh no, I don't remember. What
You
this
should
was.
ask them.
I
Do you
should.
remember when I
I
slept
used
with
to
my
be
trophies?
obsessed with trophies, and this is when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think I did that for gavels.
Up until how long ago?
Up until like last year. No, man. This is like 12 years ago. I stopped. One day I was just like, what the hell? This is just a trophy. What am I doing? I was like,
I understand you
You
like
gain
look
consciousness.
and admire it, but you're sleeping with it.
okay, like under my pillow. Yeah, like, kids do. You guys never did that anything?
No,
like
I've
that?
never
With your
done-
toys
never
or cars.
done
I never did that with toys. It's interesting.
I had
like
stuffed
a
animal.
I like stuffed animal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
I like-
yeah. So my stuffed animal was my trophies. Actual accomplishments, not things that my parents just gave me.
The most uncomfortable fucking plastic that
But it
you're
wouldn't,
hugging.
like, yeah, like I don't mean literally, like, but yeah, it was in my close proximity. I was
I just
I-
imagine this guy sleeping like head to the eyes to the ceiling. It's like on his chest, feeling comfy. Oh, I'm so great. I'm so great.
done that. I've done that. Very precise. You know what I
Oh,
was thinking
man.
about though? This is very dark though, but
Okay.
this is something I had thought about before. And when I did college MUN, I did it in college, Mali United
Mhm.
Nations. I only did one conference or two, and I
Oh,
stopped.
okay.
I think this is what you were describing, how we used to do these conferences and kids weren't listening to each other. Everybody used to make up stuff.
Yeah.
Doesn't that remind you of something? Something called Congress?
Yeah.
Something called governing bodies that govern
I
entire
was just gonna say
countries?
that. I was literally like when we were talking about the UN, I'm like, I'm sure people do this in actual UN.
Yeah.
Bro, but this is like this is something you have to actively fight against.
Yeah.
Because the human need is to you can just make up stuff and politicians do that all the time.
Yeah.
That's what we're just talking on the last pod, bro.
They just do
That's
it.
what they do. They just confident because they're the only ones willing to get in front of people and get in the limelight and act confident enough to think they know what they're talking
But
about.
thankfully we have elections. See, in MUN there's no elections.
elections,
There's
yeah.
no accountability.
Yeah.
There's no accountability, so you can literally just make up stuff. Yeah.
But real people do, and they still get elected.
You're right.
So I
'Cause they
mean,
can
is
fool
it
people.
do you need to combat it? It's just human nature, bro. This is the thing, man. In human history, we wouldn't be human if this stuff wouldn't happen. That's just the
Just
truth,
making up stuff. Like
right?
no, you're right. Yeah, it's
Think
just I'm
about
just
it.
like I'm
Tyrants, bro.
I'm
Why are they?
scoffing. Yeah, I'm just scoffing at like how easy it is to do this
No,
and
yeah,
get
you're
away
right.
with it.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Genghis Khan, bro, was like a impoverished orphan type guy.
My forefather, your forefather, and his forefather.
Not an orphan, but he was impoverished. How does he own half of the? How did he own half of the world, bro? You
I
think
mean,
he
genocide.
knew the
pillage.
truth and knew this and that? No, man.
But
Bullshitting everybody, killing people.
But you can use the truth to your power. Just because it's been harder to do, doesn't mean you can't do it.
You should do it.
I agree.
Yeah, you're
The
more
truth-
respectable.
The truth should be your first go-to mechanism. Your only go-to mechanism.
But the truth isn't gonna get you into power.
I think it can. You don't think so? You disagree? You think you have to lie to gain power?
Yeah, for sure.
What do you think?
You have to convince.
I think the truth always prevails in the end.
I agree.
Doesn't matter. Yeah.
But do you think
can have-
you
but
have
But
people
to
have
power
power.
doesn't mean it's a truth.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Yeah.
But no, people can have power temporarily, but
Yeah.
they're gonna die. You
Yeah,
know,
they're gonna die.
Truth is always gonna prevail.
Yeah, ideology is more important than the person.
But the ideology can be false. You know,
It's still more important.
Ideology lives on.
you're saying if a lot of people believe in something, even after you die, it still lives
There
on.
are still Nazis in this world,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? The ideology is just more important to people than the actual person.
Yeah, but a lot of them are still saying, Hitler and Heil, whatever they say.
Heil Hitler.
Yeah, they always say. So they're still like acknowledging the leader of fascism.
Because it's
and-
more of a symbol, right?
Yeah,
it's like
a symbol.
symbolic.
They
Like
don't
this
give-
guy
They don't care
was-
about Hitler. It's about what
Yeah, Hitler
he
represented.
represented.
What you were about to do the Heil.
No, what he represented.
Hey, stop. No, please. We're gonna
Oh.
get flagged. I'm
Oh.
serious. No, we are not. I am against Hitler and Nazis. Just to clarify.
No shit.
No, you don't know. We're getting literally.
Well, this
post
guy likes a
something-
swastika.
Well, because of your culture.
Yeah, I'm
Culture.
Hindu, yeah.
Can you clarify? Let's make this a clip. Let's
Yeah.
start.
What
clip
is a
farming now.
swastika?
To an Indian
Swastika,
man, what
It's
does
a
a
symbol-
swastika mean?
It's like a symbol of peace.
Okay,
Yeah.
not a symbol of hate.
No.
In the Indian culture,
Yeah.
and this came before Nazi Germany,
Yeah, it's like 5,000 years ago.
5,000 years ago, swastika meant peace.
Yeah, it still does. If you go to any Indian house,
Yeah.
at the front door there'll be a swastika.
So if you see Jenish at a beach shirtless and he has a swastika on his chest,
No, I'm not ever
don't
gonna have
blame him. Blame the culture.
You have
wanna
Om,
show it?
right? Om tat?
Yeah.
You should get a swastika on right here.
No.
Peace, bro.
no. Would you ever get a swastika?
No, I wouldn't.
Yeah, because come on,
Because of
culturally,
now what it represents?
Yeah.
that's crazy. That one culture sees as a peace, and the other is literally using that as the vehicle of violence and genocide.
Yeah. Well, it makes sense why Hitler did it. It really makes
Uh,
sense. If you're trying to take over a country, you want to propose your ideology as a form
As
of
peaceful,
peace.
so it's
Yeah.
a form of facade to
Exactly.
get people to believe.
Obviously, it's a lie,
Mm-hmm.
but like we just said, lies turn into power, right? He just did something to make his avenue of becoming the leader easier.
You're saying you have to lie to get into a position of
It
power.
helps, bro. It helps.
Would you say you have to? It's a necessity.
You have to be really good at articulating words if you don't lie.
Yeah, communication is important.
It's extremely important.
But you're not saying you must lie.
I'm not saying you must lie, but if you don't lie, you have to be really good at communicating.
It just makes things harder,
It makes things a lot harder. If just
which is fine.
Yeah, which is fine. I think that's why it's not everybody's a leader, right? Because not everybody's great at communication. But you have to be able to be president of the United States. You have to convince tens of millions of people minimum in order to elect you, right? And you have to say things sometimes that you probably don't believe in order to get these people to win you
But you
over.
shouldn't say that.
You should not.
You're just a
100%.
puppet then. What are you saying it for?
Power. That's the thing, bro. These people are not good people. They're not genuine. That's why we won't lie about things, but we also probably will never be president of the United States.
Speak for yourself.
You might be the tyrant of Pakistan, bro. You might be controlling that
No, I can't. I'm an American citizen.
general, man.
Are you still an Indian citizen?
No.
You
Not
revoked it
anymore.
too?
Yeah, I still have OCI, which is like overseas Indian
Mm.
citizen, I guess.
This guy's a dual citizen, bro.
India doesn't have
Yeah.
dual citizen anymore.
They don't. So they're
No.
saying you're either Indian or you're
No, but you
not.
can get OCI, which is like overseas.
OCI is like,
No,
It
you,
doesn't
you
mean
can still
much.
own like land in India. You can do everything.
but you can't vote.
You can't vote.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
There's 1.5 billion of you guys. You
Yeah.
probably don't need to, man.
Yeah.
They just had the election,
Mm-hmm.
and how many people voted in India?
I don't know. I didn't keep up.
Oh shit.
You
Yeah.
didn't keep up with the country that made you who you are.
I
The
moved here when I
country
was
that
young,
blessed
man.
you with these young genetics, with these healthy genetics. The country that made you the man you are today.
So sad.
Do
the
you keep up with
country-
Pakistani politics?
Hell yeah.
You do.
He knows
Yes.
everything, bro, about Pakistan.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
It's
yeah.
unreal.
No, but
actually.
that's
But you're
'cause
also in like
different
the political
interests.
sphere.
Yeah. I'm not in the political sphere, but
Yeah, you are. I remember in high school you used to watch CNN every
Yeah,
day.
bro.
hold on a second. I used to watch
Every
it,
day you would.
every other day for 8 hours.
You literally told us one time, I remember this, that you watch it 2 hours every single day.
I was obsessed. Yeah, 2 hours is pretty
Low?
very good estimation.
Really?
I was obsessed with politics when I was in high school. Obsessed.
I know.
In 2016, especially when Trump was winning, I took you. I didn't take you. We both went.
Trump rally.
Somebody, your cousin, took
Took
to
us.
us. Not to support Trump, but just
Yeah.
to see, and
The
that was a
rally.
wild experience.
That was insane.
We
bro.
saw somebody got knocked
lady.
out.
A old white lady, bro. Mexican lady came in, boom, punched the white lady, bro, in the face.
Oh, it was the lady on.
Yeah,
Oh.
remember old white lady?
I just remember somebody got punched. I was
Yeah,
like, whoa.
right in front of us. I was like, what the fuck?
Where was this?
This was in
In
Orange
Anaheim.
County, yeah.
In Anaheim. It was
Yeah.
fully packed out, sold out. So you couldn't go inside.
Yeah.
And people were just protesting. There was brawls. There was like TV interviews, interviewing people.
Yeah.
I remember seeing his plane fly about. Was that his plane? Or was that
I
just
don't
like
know.
hallucinating or something?
I don't know. I remember there was a bunch of they were doing like street takeovers with the cars and drifting the cars. Remember doing donuts? They're climbing the telephone poles.
I should have realized then that this guy was going to win the election. Because if you are selling out a stadium full of people in California,
Yeah.
sure, it's Orange County, but
Yeah.
still, as a Republican, like, come on.
Even LA, people would go.
Yeah.
100%.
Who are you going to vote for in the election? Donald
I
Trump or
don't know.
Kamala Harris?
I'm not voting.
You're not voting
No.
Really?
at
No.
all.
What?
I don't think so.
Why not?
I don't know. I can't vote. I'm Indian, bro.
No, you're an American citizen. You have a passport. You have the ability to vote. What's your reasoning? Genuinely asking.
Or I'll vote for like, I don't know. I'm just not educated. I feel like I'm not educated enough in the political sphere to.
But you
vote.
don't need to be You can
Yeah,
research.
you need to be educated. You need to know what the candidates'
Sure, you
policies
can do
are.
research. You have 2 more months.
Yeah, but I don't want to do that research.
Oh, what?
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Why not do research, or not research, but why not vote for something that you believe in? They don't have to be on the ballot. That's better. That's a better option than not voting at all.
But yeah, maybe I'll do that. I don't know. I
What's
haven't thought
your
about
opinion?
it yet.
So you don't feel Trump or Harris? Nah,
No,
neither
I
of
don't.
them.
No,
Who do you think's gonna win?
probably Trump.
Probably.
What do you think?
I think Trump. You? You think Harris?
I don't think any. I feel like
I don't know
Harris
what's
is
gonna
just not
happen. It's
popular.
too early to say.
But what do you think? Like as of right now,
As of right now, Kamala Harris.
Kamala Harris.
As of right now,
Is gonna win.
September 2nd.
Why are polls in her favor?
Yeah, but polls don't mean crap.
But
I'm just
yeah.
saying.
But are they in
yeah.
her favor? Actually, I don't know.
No, they're not.
They
There's
are
no
right
way.
now. There is.
They are?
Yeah, she's winning in every single battleground state. The Trump campaign is not doing well as of September 2nd, 2024. This can change.
Today,
He can get assassinated again, and this time the bullet actually hits him. God forbid this can happen. This
It
can happen to
could.
Kamala
of
Harris.
course, yeah.
So many things can happen. It's so early to predict what's going to happen.
yeah.
But if it were to happen right now, I think Kamala Harris wins.
really,
Yeah.
I-
I think on this note,
you think JD Vance was behind anything?
we started. Wow, 4:51.
When did we
This
start?
was a long podcast.
Yeah.
This was almost 2 hours.
Really?
Yes. We
Does not
started
feel
at
like
3:10. JD Vance, what?
Was behind anything?
No, man. JD Vance is.
He seems
Dude,
like a stand-up dude.
can I talk about a socially awkward person?
He's socially awkward.
JD Vance.
Really?
My God. There's a video going around of him at I think it's a bakery or some sort of food place. He
Mhm.
goes in, he's like, "Hi, I'm JD. I'm running for vice president of the United States." That's his intro. I'm running for vice president.
Uh-huh.
And then he asked the people, "How long have you been there for?" And then she goes, "6 months." He goes, "Good." And then he asked, "How long have you been there for?" "A year." "Good." And then he just like being
Yeah.
awkward and weird and reiterating he's running for vice president. He's just like fake smiling, asking them. Like it was so weird and awkward. And I was like, oh my God.
You gotta send me that.
Yeah, I'll send it to you. But
Okay.
he's just an awkward guy. Like, I think he's, yeah. Especially with like strangers. It seems like.
Is he an intellectual guy?
I think he is. But his problem was when you pretend to be somebody just for the sakes of the photo ops and the clicks. That's what he was trying to do.
Turns out.
I'm sure with his wife and
Yeah.
kids and his friends, he's completely normal.
Yeah.
But when you pretend to be somebody you're not,
Yeah.
it's not going to go in your favor.
With the Nelk
Politicians-
boys, he was good.
Huh?
With the Nelk boys, he was
Yeah,
pretty
because
good.
he wasn't pretending to be somebody
Yeah.
else. He was
He
just
didn't
pretending to
need
be
to.
him.
Yeah.
It didn't need to be. And you just notice he talked the whole time, yapped the whole time.
Yep.
He didn't
Yeah.
wasn't really trying to
Yapper.
hair out Kyle's
Anybody.
perspective on Medicare or the Nelk Boys' perspective on the political climate. Which, I mean, I don't know if I blame him, but
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
actually insane. These guys got JD
politicians, they need to crash. I think every politician should try stand up. I'm not kidding. Is that a wild thing to
stand
say?
up?
Well, Trump doesn't need to actually.
He does it. He already does it.
He already
Yeah.
treats his show, bro.
Vance. He's a stand-up
I think he's
comic.
8 years into comedy, bro. He's 8 years into stand-up comedy because
He's
he
so
treats
good,
every
bro.
single show
He's
like
so
a
good.
stand-up
He's
show.
such a funny guy. He's just witty, bro. At 78.
You know he's witty because he just talks about himself. He's obsessed and he makes it so personal. I'm
Yeah.
the hottest guy in the world.
Did you know he said that? Bro?
Not in the world. He said, "I'm so hot. I'm hotter than a pistol." Some might say.
Is that
I'm
insane
hotter
or
than a
what?
pistol.
There's
I'm
no
definitely
way.
more hot than Kamala.
Did he say he's hotter than Kamala?
Something like he basically he did say that Kamala Harris. I'll say in the Trump voice. He said
Kamala Harris looked like the most beautiful actress I've ever seen. She looked more beautiful than a fashion model. This was so surprising.
He was on the cover of a Vogue magazine,
And he was like, she looks way more beautiful. That's not fair. Oh, that's unfair. I don't recognize her beauty.
he said that, something along those lines.
It's actually so funny.
Funny, bro.
Wow.
It's just become comedy. Like
It
I don't think
has.
people are scared of Trump. They're just like laugh at him.
Bro, you know real news, no bullshit. That's account.
Yeah.
Like, they posted something this morning, and it was of Kamala in like South Carolina or something like
Yeah.
that, and her voice changed, and everyone in the comments is like, "Bro, she's from California. Why does she have a Southern accent?"
Oh.
You seen this?
Yeah, yeah. Kamala is charming though. You know that she's funny. She's funny too. Have you seen Kamala?
I don't know about
She's funny.
charming.
I don't know if
No,
she's
she's
funny.
charming. She's
Yeah, I
charming.
don't
I've seen
know.
her. She's charming and funny. That I will give it. I didn't think she was.
I don't
'cause
think
I didn't
so.
see much of her. I think she is. I think Kamala Harris is charming.
Well, I guess the
and
stuff
funny.
I've seen of her, I don't think so.
I just something that's really going in her favor is her laugh. Like how happy she is.
A genuine
She's-
laugh.
She's genuine
Yeah.
laugh, bro. She's just a funny person. Like I don't know if she's a funny person,
Yeah.
but she just takes life in a lighthearted way, and that's refreshing to see. I will say.
Hmm.
Like she laughs. When was the last time you heard a politician laugh out loud?
I hear Trump laugh all the time.
No, bro.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard Trump laugh?
Yeah.
No. Smile, yes. Hold on a second. Laugh like, ha ha. No. Yeah, I've never heard Trump laugh out loud.
He goes like that.
no, he doesn't. He just like,
He does like that with his shoulders.
yeah, he doesn't. No voice is
Why do you
coming
need to
out.
laugh,
He's like,
though?
huh?
Why do you need to laugh?
No, I don't know. It's like refreshing to see. You know, like you're human. Like
Like,
Donald
take
Trump
a
always
look at
has,
this guy. That's
no,
what
he
does.
always laughs like this. He's always like, thank you. He's like this like laugh like that. He doesn't ever like. He criticizes Kamala Harris. Why is she laughing like that? Oh my
I've heard
god.
Clinton laugh.
You're not allowed. Yeah, you Hillary Clinton. Yeah.
Yeah.
You hear people laugh. That's a normal thing.
Crooked Hillary.
She wasn't charming at all, though. That I will say.
Yeah.
She was.
I
not
don't
charming.
think Kamala is that charming.
She is. If you were,
I don't think so.
from what I've seen, I think she is.
I don't think
She's. I don't think she's a very deeply intellectual person, but yes,
You think she has charm?
she has charm. Yes.
Really?
Yeah. I think that's probably one of her saving graces.
If she was an Ahmadi Muslim, would you potentially fall in love with Kamala Harris?
Why would you even ask that question? No, she's 60. What are you talking about, man?
If Kamala Harris was 20 years old right now,
Oh,
What
okay.
if?
and she was
what
an
if?
Ahmadi Muslim, would you fall
And
in
she
love
was
with her?
20 right now?
She's 20 right now. She's an Ahmadi Muslim. Would you fall in love with Kamala Harris?
Yes. Yes, the answer is yes.
You would marry her.
If she is 20, so right now,
Yes.
you would have to make me older then. You would have to make me like that'd be pretty interesting, huh? No, I don't think I could I don't think I could be a first husband. I'll be completely honest.
She's not going to be president at 20 years old.
No,
She's-
but I'm saying if
she's a
would be
20-year-old
if the
college
future would
student.
be she would be president. I don't
you
think
don't
I
know
could be
that,
a
bro.
first husband.
You don't know that. I'm saying her
Would
personality.
you? That's an interesting question to ask to you guys, though. Can you ever? This is gonna be a viral clip. Let me ask you. We have two 23-year-old men here.
Yep.
Would you ever be a first husband to your wife, as in she
yes.
becomes president?
Yes.
You'd be fine with that.
Why not?
Yes.
What about you?
I think that's badass.
Why not?
My
really?
wife becomes a president of the United States? That is
Yes.
badass.
So you'd be able to be a first husband. You'd be able to quit your job. Well, you don't have to quit your
You don't
job.
have to quit your job.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Doug did. He didn't quit his job. He still teaches at Georgetown Law School, but
No,
You
yeah,
know,
I would.
he doesn't
You
really
wouldn't?
practice law.
You'd be
I don't-
intimidated?
No, not. I just like. I don't know if I could be a first.
Why?
I don't know, man.
Intimidation.
Not intimidation. I just like. I don't know.
Why
I'm just the
then?
first.
Why?
I don't know. I'm like this. Being vulnerable. I'm acknowledging that I might not be so welcoming of this situation.
Why though?
I don't know.
Insecure?
Not insecure. I don't know. I don't think it's insecurity. I don't think that's what it
You
is.
feel like you don't want to be smaller than her?
No, it's not that.
You don't want to be in her shadow?
Well, not in the shadow. I just think like I will give this to the spouses of people in politics.
Mm-hmm.
So much of your life is just consumed by the title of the position that your partner is in.
Hold
You
on.
know?
Is Harris her maiden name?
Kamala Harris. Yeah.
Harris is her maiden name. It's
Yeah.
not her husband's last name.
No, her husband's name is Doug Emhoff. Emhoff.
Why wouldn't she take his last name?
I don't know. So that's a better question maybe. So, would you be a first husband if your wife keeps her name too?
I wouldn't be with somebody that if a girl didn't want to take my last name.
So your condition for marriage is your wife has to take
A
your last
condition.
name. A condition.
Yeah.
It's not negotiable.
Yeah, I wouldn't want that. 'Cause I just
Really?
yeah.
Why do you think
Shows
that is?
narcissism. Why would you want to keep your last name? There's like this tradition in I think like in our families, or especially my family, and it just makes me want that. I would want my kids to have my last name. I would want my woman to have my last
But
name.
couldn't somebody flip that and say, isn't that narcissistic of you to expect somebody
No,
to
because it's
take your
culture.
name?
It's culture.
So you're
A
doing it
tradition.
solely to preserve culture,
And tradition, yeah. For
not
sure.
for your own sake.
No, not for my own sake.
What if
bro.
she says, okay, well, I want to preserve this tradition, but let me take another family name, not Gutierrez, but something else?
I would understand. Honestly, I wouldn't even entertain this conversation. I wouldn't entertain
Really?
this conversation. No.
It's that important.
Why are you so
Yeah.
surprised? You have this. You would say the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm just
Like,
getting a clip
really?
here, man. This is a clip. This is going on TikTok. No, honestly, I don't think it's a non-negotiable for me. Would I
Yeah.
prefer that? Sure.
Yeah.
But would I be like, no, I'm not marrying you if you don't take my last name? What about you?
Probably the same thing as Matt. I would say.
Non-negotiable.
Yeah.
The thing, bro, is, and you can. I mean,
It's more like just cultural and like
Interesting.
like family values, I guess. Not more. It's not anything like narcissism. Like I want her to take my last name. It's more just like, just tradition.
Think about it this way too. People, they have certain beliefs, and it's grounded in a lot of other beliefs. And so if they're more liberal in that way, where they want to keep their last name, they're probably liberal in a lot of other things that I'm not so much. I'm more, traditional or conservative in certain respects, and that correlates to a lot of different things. So that shows a lot about the personality.
Interesting. What if she says, I take your last name, but she makes you take her middle name? Like her maiden name is your middle name. What would you say to that? No, I'm just
I wouldn't
hypothetically.
entertain this conversation.
What if she's like, hey, Matt, I want to start a new tradition, okay? The new tradition, the wife takes the guy's last name, but the man takes her maiden name to be his legal middle name. What would you say?
I would not entertain this conversation, bro.
Why not, though? It's the same concept, technically. You're
Yeah.
honoring a tradition, but you're starting a new one. You're pioneering a
That is
new
a
tradition.
dumb
No,
tradition,
but my middle name is my dad's name, and I would like to keep that.
Yeah.
Just hyphen it.
Why though?
Your middle name is your dad's.
My dad's
Jenish
First name,
Jignesh
yeah,
Patel.
Yeah,
Thank
mine
you.
is too. My middle name is my dad's
Wait, what?
first name.
It's Jignesh. It's just Jignesh.
Yeah.
I shouted that Patel. My
Are
bad.
you gonna make your son's middle name your name?
How do you know I'm gonna have sons?
Well, if you do,
Yeah.
that's interesting.
What if your daughter is marrying somebody and she refuses to take the name of the husband and she's like, Dad, I love our last name. I want to keep it. What do you say
Wait,
to that?
what? If your daughter says that?
Your daughter is getting married, right?
Yeah.
She's getting married, but
She wants to keep good.
she wants to keep. She's like, Dad, I love our name. I love this name. And the guy's like, no, but Ahmed or something like other like Patel or
Yeah.
like like George
I'll be like,
or like
keep-
Clooney.
keep my last
George
name.
or- She'll
Keep
be
the
like,
name.
but the guy is like, this is a non-negotiable. Like you should understand.
That's for them
Matt.
to sort out.
My
That's not-
father-in-law, you should understand.
Nope.
Really?
Always protect family, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. What about you?
If
What
it's
would
my
you do?
daughter, bro,
Yeah.
of course. Like,
If it's my daughter, I mean, that's for them to sort out.
Yeah.
Right? That's their issue. Like they'll figure it out.
the thing is, dude, if you guys are having a conversation on this, you guys don't have the same values, and you probably shouldn't get married.
You think that? But I really think
Yeah.
it's that important. I don't know if
Because what I'm saying is, it's not the last name that's
it's
important.
I understand.
Exactly.
It's their temperament. It's their personality.
Exactly.
It's the way they
Translates
think
to
of the
others.
world. It's the way they think of relationships.
Right.
And
Values, cores, yeah. Are you guys gonna want to do the same things? It's just there's so much, bro.
what if she hyphens it? I'm just curious. I like this idea.
Okay, if she hyphens her maiden name and then my last name,
Yeah.
that's fine. I
That's
think.
fine. What about you?
I guess. I mean,
Because she's like, I understand,
Yeah,
but
I
my
guess
name
that's
is just
fine.
dope too. Like I like. Let's conjoin them. Let's make it into one. Like literally, we're doing this act of marriage.
I think that's fine.
I mean,
That's fine.
Yeah, I guess that makes more sense.
But you'd raise an eyebrow. You'd be like, why?
I would ask why. I would want a reason.
She's like, you know what? I like my name more, and I think it's cooler. But out of respect for the tradition, I'm doing it. What would you say to that?
This guy, bro.
What are these what ifs,
know,
man?
bro.
These are just
You gave me this disease, bro. I think
What ifs?
yes, bro. I would never. I was never like this.
Yeah, right.
What if? What if?
Everybody
what if?
asks what ifs, bro. This is everybody asks what ifs.
No, I'm kidding. I was always like this. I
Um.
think you made it worse though.
I've also said this.
Any final words you want to say
Yeah.
to us, Jenish, about San Diego, about life?
No, man.
Good
About-
morning, San Diego.
About avoiding socially awkward situations as a computer science major.
Oh, I have a question real quick.
So,
Do you feel any more like Ron Burgundy after moving there?
okay, first of all, I don't know who that is.
Ron.
You know who Ron Burgundy is?
No, I don't.
Do you know who Ron Burgundy
Yes,
is?
Will Ferrell, Anchorman.
Anchorman, bro.
Oh, I've never watched that.
Do you have a realization that you want to be a newscaster?
No, I don't.
No?
No,
You don't want to be Anchorman Ron Burgundy?
no, I don't.
Oh, okay.
Maybe it'll come to me.
Maybe.
Maybe soon.
Very well.
Maybe.
So how's San Diego so far?
Any advice you want to give to your future wife while we're here? Or any message?
Bro, this pod is the
That's what we
same.
gotta do.
It's the same. It's the same question every time. I feel like you asked this last pod.
Oh, I did.
You
Okay.
did.
It's been 4 months though,
It's
bro.
been 4 months. I forgot. So the camera's right there. She is watching this podcast. Come on, let's actually, we can all give our messages.
It's the camera in the middle.
To your future wife, you're 23 and a half years old, 23 and a quarter. What's your message to your future wife listening to the Gen Z Speaks podcast? Please like and subscribe, by the way. What's your message?
Nothing. I'll just let the world be, you know?
Nothing. She's
No.
listening.
No,
She's
it's not expecting
aching for
something,
you
bro.
to say something.
No, bro.
Expecting something.
It's the butterfly effect, you know?
What is that supposed to mean?
Like if you say something, it'll like go down in the future and like it'll mess up everything.
This
So
is
just-
also going down in the
A
future.
message to
Messing
your
up
future
something.
wife. It could be anything. A message.
I
It's just
love
a
you.
message. I'm not saying advice. I take that back. No advice. A
I
message.
needed you earlier in life. You could
I
have solved a lot of
messaged.
my problems. You could say something like this, bro.
No, bro, I'm not saying.
Something. Say something to your wife. It doesn't have to be profound, man.
I can't wait to have babies
A
with you.
I can't
What
wait
are
to
you
make
gonna
little.
say?
No, I'll go. I just asked
Okay.
you. Where the spotlight's on you. I don't want to take it away from you right now. I will
Mm.
afterwards, but it's on you right now. A message to your future wife.
Mm,
The more pause you have, the more Russ will have to edit around it. But go ahead.
no way. The pause is part of it.
For the effect.
See you soon.
Ah, very nice.
Yeah.
Exciting. I like how you kept that. Okay.
Are you finding her in San Diego?
I don't know, man.
That is the question.
All right, now your turn.
What?
Oh, wait, you just FaceTime. FaceTime Alexis
Yeah.
and tell her.
Unfortunately, my phone is over there.
Oh, okay. Well, no, you give it a message to if you want to.
See you soon.
Nah, you can't
No.
copy me. Nah,
That's
nah,
low hanging
nah.
fruit. You gotta say something. Come on.
Fine, fine. Let me think.
Yeah.
Don't get mad at me when I fart in bed.
Okay, that's good.
Okay.
I admire
go,
that.
I admire that.
Very personal.
Very personal.
Very personal. I think she felt it more than us. She feels it a lot, actually. This is refreshing to hear that. My message to my future wife, wherever you are in the world, I wish you peace, blessings, and love. Wow.
Very
I have a
profound.
message to these guys' future wives.
Oh my god.
Don't worry, Uncle Matt is here for the kids that
Uncle
you
Matt.
have. For the kids that you have one day, I will be here. Don't worry, these guys have very misconstrued minds and very odd habits,
Misconstrued
and I've got your back.
Wow.
A message to Alexis. I'm working on this guy. I'm trying to make him fart less.
That'll never happen. I've got a messed up belly.
Yeah, you're right. That's medically incurable.
Incurable.
Anything else you want to say?
Anything else?
Anything
No,
to the ladies
Mr.
in San
Tissot.
Diego?
No,
How did they?
thanks for having me. It's been a great pod.
When are you coming back?
I don't know. Actually.
We should have him on every 3 months as an update.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Have you found her yet? Update 1. Have you found her yet? Update 2. Update 3.
What about you, man? How you found her, man?
I have not. And
Um,
when I do, I will let you know.
Are you in
Okay.
search?
Are you gonna FaceTime us the first day? Guys.
I was thinking about this the other day. I think my plan is I'll get engaged and I'll let y'all know.
No,
I'll
you
be
won't
like-
do that, bro.
I will.
What the
Probably.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
I'll probably get
Actually,
engaged.
that's actually good. I might do that too.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
What?
What?
It's like a surprise, no? Like, who the fuck is that?
No, bro, that is retarded.
Why not?
That is dumb. Because, bro, love blinds, and you need somebody personal to give you the yes or no.
Or you don't let anybody get in the way. It's just you and her. That's it.
And sometimes that can
Nobody
be
but
very
you.
bad.
Nobody but what's the song?
I have no idea.
I don't love anybody but you. What's the song? Come on, somebody was dancing to.
I don't know.
I don't love anybody but you.
I ain't got no Santeria. I ain't got no crystal ball.
It's not that.
But
one.
I had $1 billion and I spent it all.
You sound like a dinosaur, bro. Dinosaur.
There you go, man. There's your song.
Nothing else you want to say
No, I think I'm good.
to the San Diego ladies? Anything?
No,
To your
man.
platonic friends
No.
that you made over there.
What if you found somebody in TJ, very close to you, very around the corner?
What are all these what ifs, man? What if Gen G speaks special?
What if you show up at Hong Kong one day and a lady says, "Hey, I like you."
No, man. Stop.
What if a woman from your past says,
No, man.
"I had a dream about you"?
What if, let's say, what if,
That's what happened to the other
Ask him
podcast.
what
we had.
about-
what if an actress
Came back-
randomly shows up and asks you?
I will say, no thanks. Thank you. Next is what I'll say, as
Thank you,
Ariana
next.
Grande has said.
Damn. Okay.
You're an Ariana Grande stan?
No,
Oh.
no. I just like. I don't actually. No, I have a lot of things against that line. Thank you. Next.
Me too.
Yeah, I don't think it's the best line to
Very
say.
feminist.
I don't think I would say that. Take that back. I would just politely look away and not say a word. Silence.
You would say silence.
You would look left.
silence.
Silence.
I would look like that pallid dude. I would just look over there. All right, brother. Let's end this podcast before we start talking about aliens.
Alright, like.
Alright.